Very entertaining afternoons at the races. All right, gentlemen, winner in margin?
St Mary's by 27.
Pendulum Swing has Kershaw 73 minus Dowlings 5 equals 43.
Nico?
St Mary's by 50.
St Mary's by 25.
As the start of the game, Conway got it down, but Little for Geelong West got it back towards half-back, going to the swimming pool end. It's on centre wing now, and Conway gets back there. McMullen there also. Moi hits the ground running, does nicely, gets the handball on the up. Medge, handball, back in ball, Gribble inside 50. Good kick. Collins juggles it, and he has taken the mark. So a good start. We spoke pre-game about Jackson Collins having an influence, and he's got one early.
We did. We spoke about him having to take some marks inside forward 50 and impacting the scoreboard and where their goals are coming from, and it's exactly the start they wanted.
So 45 seconds in, he has got a set shot for goal, 50 out, directly in front, southern end of the ground. This would be a great start for the Giants to continue their form from last week against Colac. Runs very close to the man on the mark. Has he got the distance? Falls short, punched away, and a couple of tap throughs in fact from St Mary's. Through for a rush behind to the Giants. So we start off with a behind for the visitors. And they lead St Mary's yet to score. Harvey Norman, K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Trevor Laney with the driving kick into Maishman, who dropped the mark off his hands. Lang took it, now got it back to Maishman. A handball off to Harry Ling. Ling brings it towards the broadcast wing. Won't get to McMahon. Gribble knocked it away from him. And it's going to be a free kick, is there, for a hold? It is against Gribble on McMahon.
It's a nice matchup.
A free kick for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. 201 Townsend Road in Moolap. McMahon driving it long, looking for a marking option. Peck comes out, run under the footy, ball out the back. Chance for Nick Wood. His handball, though, missed the target. St Mary's opportunity here. Handball out the side door. The kick of Peck was smothered, and they will get out of trouble here, Geelong West. Max Kelly near the boundary line was able to keep it alive, and then sends a kick towards half-back, but it's a poor kick, and he's put it onto the chest of Jack Blood. He's rocking something that looks a little bit shorter in terms of the haircut.
Nice little fresh style on the head of Jack Blood. Goes inside 50. Oh, Jang! Goes up Hamlin Hanger.
Hello.
If you don't mind, early doors with the one-hander at centre half-back, and he drives it over the head of Cod. Jasker right next to him. He keep going now, and Little's got it on centre wing. Takes two bounces, can run through half forward, tries to measure the kick inside 50. St Mary's with the numbers though. Ball comes free. Ling gets it across half back, goes towards an open centre wing position, and they're away now. They go on the outer side. They can keep going. They're going to just hold it up and going to move it over the top now. Benson gets it over. Lang followed it up at half forward, inside 50 again. Peck goes up and takes a good mark too. That's a Hamlin Hanger contender as well. Lockie Peck in a pack. Don't say that too often. Peck in a pack. And he started well, Kirsch.
He has indeed.
So taking over the Paddy Dowling role.
Kirsch, that kick then by Little just had to be spot on, didn't it, mate?
It did. It was just a little bit of an inside-out grubber, and probably the longer option would have been a bit better.
Peck in the
You've got to make them pay when you get the chance, don't you?
He was dead eye from this exact spot last week. Lockie Peck has found goals in his very short career, and I'll tell you what, he's done it again. That's a wonderful kick. Lockie Peck seems to have found a home in that right forward pocket, the netball court forward pocket. He seems to just drill everything from there. It's like that's where he goes off the ground at the end of training, but the rooms are diagonally opposite.
It's the furthest part of the to do it.
And he kicks a goal. He actually debuted against the Giants back in round 11 last year in that 5-point ball game. Kicked a goal on debut, and he's kicked one there early, and they've got the first major on the board. 1 straight 6 at Mary's. Geelong West, 1 behind opening term, thanks to Harvey Norman. I think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
It was just real good ball movement, wasn't it? Once that turnover by Little inside their forward 50, they just didn't miss a target all the way through to Peck.
So back to the middle. Conway starting the ruck for St Mary's this afternoon with Knott out up against Watts. Benson gets it away, and St Mary's go towards half forward, coming across the front. Chalcraft can't pick it up though. They still got the numbers. Was that a free kick for a hold? I think it might be St Mary's. And surprise,
Guess
Benson. Guess who? And
down the ground,
and it might be a hold on Peck, I think.
He went to lead,
yeah, he was going to lead, got held in the goal square.
Yeah, Nick Wood, I think, held him up,
and so he's going to have a set shot for goal from point blank range.
It's funny because when a player gets on top early, the defender gets a little bit nervous and starts to grab a little bit more, don't they? We see it in every level.
So Peck, 2 steps, kicks a goal. His second for the home side, 2 straight 12. They lead West Giants, who are 1 behind. Harvey Norman, K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
He's on target to kick 7 in the first.
Brain style.
Well, it'd be great to see.
Well, so if you kick 2 every 5 minutes, 20 minute quarters, there's 8. You'll kick 32.
So they're red hot on that hole. They have been all year, so we know that, and the players must know that by now. And he's got caught out.
They don't think, though. That's it. They just get nervous because they don't want the player to get off them, and, they just grab. It's automatic.
And we come here to watch blokes kick goals. Umpire throws the ball into the air. Watts going against Conway. Watts winning the tap down. Conway will actually do the roving, barged his way through, but couldn't get through the Watts tackle. And we'll get a ball up just slightly forward of the centre circles, favouring Geelong West, who now trail by 11. Watts and Conway again. Conway winning the tap down. Little couldn't take it. Chance now for Lovell, who gave it up to Gribble, wrapped up in a tackle. Ball spilled. Rayner got the long sleeve under the short sleeve arrangement going on. Kicking to the right forward pocket for Harry McMahon. Tucks it under the arm, then sends a kick towards goal. Not a bad effort. And it's marked in the left forward pocket by Algarinos. He's actually been pinged for a push. And there'll be a free kick for the Giants. And the short kick of Wood.
Squeeze up!
Marked by Barnes. He goes short to Buckwell, and Buckwell's got it about 30 from his defensive goal.
So Buckwell, so drive it now, called to play on. Goes through half back towards centre wing. Looks for Watts, but it's going to fall short though. Taking the mark easy, Harry Ling on centre wing for St Mary's. Drives it back across the half forward flank. It's a good kick too. And Maishman takes the mark.
Damo, set the ground now. Damo, set
Point
the
of the
ground.
centre square, goes inside with the kick. Look for Harry McMahon. Didn't quite get there though. Ran away from him too as he turned around over the boundary line. Right forward pocket. We'll have another boundary throw in.
I've just got Jared Garney. It must be great to be back out there, mate.
Yeah, it is good to be back. It's not easy missing 6 or 7 weeks, but it's good to be back out here, mate.
Yeah, and a nice quick rotation to on and off too.
Straight on and off. Trying to get back out there now. Get a touch.
With the boundary throw in, a chance here to clear. Moore received a handball from Lovell. He hit the umpire with a handball. It's ricocheted back to Sherman. Sherman pounces but misses to the left.
Jeez.
The old goal, the upfield umpire assist.
That would have been fun.
It was like the old 1-2 off the umpire.
The margin is 12-2-1-13. St Mary's, Geelong West, one behind. 7 minutes gone, first quarter. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Handley called to play on at full back now for the Giants. Comes commentary box side. Looking for Cott, who goes up and gets it over the shoulder. So it's advantage paid, which wasn't really advantage to the Giants because Ling gets across there, just lets the ball go, or they're under pressure right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Jack Blood with the fresh style. He and Tanner Stone having a nice little discussion.
Contact.
I like that too. Boundary throw in right in front of us.
That really was an advantage then. The player had to take some responsibility and hold it up, I think.
Boundary throw in. Lang doing the ruck work against Watts. Lang front position, won the tap down, rolling ball back towards the boundary line. Benson just in a little bit of a scrimmage there with Tanner Lewis. A few Tanners out there. There's Tanner Stone with an A, and then there's Tanner Lewis.
Tanner at West and Harry at St Mary's.
Yes.
You have to be one of those.
Yeah, McMahon, Benson, Cole, Ling. Your name's not Harry. It's like that McDonald's ad. Boundary throw in. And there's going to be a free kick for a hold in the ruck contest. It's going to go to Lang. An advantage taken by Sherman. A handball off to Loftus. Now a chance for the kick forward. It was Connors into the right forward pocket. And good tackle laid.
Taking his
Should say it
melon
was
off.
Chelcraft, that sent the ball inside 50. And the free kick belongs to McMahon. So Harry McMahon, just a couple of false starts, and he just concedes outside defensive 50 to Damien McMahon. He pulls the kick to the right forward pocket, wanting Conway. He can't mark. Front of the pack, Rayner dumped in a big tackle going nowhere. We'll get a ball up. About 15 out from the St Mary's goal, attacking the northern or city end in this opening quarter of K-Rock football. The Saints are 13, Geelong West 1. 9 minutes almost gone. Put Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Watts gets it down to the side of the pack. A Jang in the tackle, got it down towards Lewis. Comes back though. So is that Conway? Not 15. Play on the call. Harry McMahon right in the forward pocket. And he is pushed right into the signpost.
He's going to get a free kick.
And he is too.
Doesn't he?
He did get pushed late
Buckwell.
by Buckwell, yeah. And so Harry McMahon will take a free kick with the man standing right next to the behind post. He's in the right forward pocket.
The world's smallest behind post. They are.
Yep.
They are.
Nero's kick.
They got it last
Shaved.
week.
So he comes in. It's going to be
He's going to Beanana.
he's going to the Beanana. And he's missed it and 3 for 1 behind. So 2-2-14, Desmond All. RIP, Desmond Tutu. St Mary's 2-2-14, West Giants are 1 behind, and that's on the Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Hanley to bring the ball back into play. just trots off into the left back pocket, and with that driving left boot sends a high kick towards a marking target, Nick Wood. He could mark out the back of the pack. Is Collins, just fends off Loftus, then just loops a handball over the top, and he turns it over. Here's Garner. Handball to Jasker. Jasker to Lang. Lang a handball back to Connors. Connors shares it by hand with Blood. Blood to the run provided by Travellini through the middle of Anthony Costa Oval. The kick, just a little bit too much on it, but doing well with Chalcraft. He juggled the mark, just able to get the hands on it and knocked it up into the air and was able to take it on the way down. He went to handball to Blood, but now he drives a kick into the right forward pocket, looking down there for a mark. It goes through the hands of Orgarinos and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket. 2-2-14 St Mary's, Geelong West. One behind, 10.5 minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. K-Rock football live through K-Rock 955, krock.com.au and the AFL Bowen Facebook live stream.
So boundary throw in, right forward pocket, Conway behind Watts, gets it down to the side of the pack. Rayner tracks it towards the boundary line, and Jang there close as well. Coming across Mensch, they see it over the line. A bit further around from the St Mary's goal, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Akarachi's picking up a Jang.
It's an interesting matchup around the stoppage, to say the least.
So throw in, going to favour Watts. He takes it out the ruck contest and then heaves the ball with the right foot high and long to centre wing. But Jasker's there, handball, went to Lang, he missed it though, he gets ripped off the football. Jasker takes the tackle and he's wrapped up by Symes, not going anywhere. We'll have another ball up on centre wing.
Leopold Sporty, St Kilda 7, North Melbourne 6. 10 minutes into the clash at Marvel Stadium. Little bit of aerial ping pong taking place on the outer side of the ground. It goes through numerous sets of hands. Lang went to go off the ground, had a fresh area, lucky not to collect a head. Barnes with a handball release to Gribble. Oh. Gribble went to kick and then dropped the footy. I actually had the binoculars going forward to see the path of the ball, and he's had a fresh area. Now Little puts it towards forward 50 in Symes, knocked away from him by Christensen. Chance for Blood with a bit of composure to clear and a good way to kick onto the chest of Maishman. Hit the ground running, ran away from his Werribee listed teammate in a Jang, and then the kick forward going back with the flight. No mark taken there by Dwyer, but he's dragged to ground after taking the footy by Peck. Peck wins back the footy, and we've got a stoppage at left half forward.
It was well done by the big fella then.
It was.
Wrap him up.
He's got some ability, Peck, as we had Chris Nichols.
No, Gribble balked himself then.
Great bit of roving by Garner off the pack. His left foot kick, though, into the right forward pocket as Moore tried to keep that alive. I'm not sure why he wouldn't want to have seen that out of bounds. And now we're going to get a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket despite the appeals from St Mary's for deliberate.
That's probably not the spot you want to be keeping it in, Tom, I would have thought.
I would have just tracked it out of bounds, and if it just needed a little bit of assistance, let momentum take it out.
Exactly right.
Interesting from Riley Moore.
Yep.
So boundary throw in. Right forward pocket, St Mary's into attack northern end of the ground. Watts again in front, gets it down, and Little gets it towards centre half back, but again going to come back for St Mary's. Ling inside 50. Don't know whether that was actually intended for Zach Sherman.
It was not,
but it ended up in his nice hands there. He got right in front and took the mark and will shoot for goal from 48 directly in front.
I think he was just watching the play and thought, geez, I've got to mark this, it's come at me.
So Zach Sherman, as we said, 40 out, directly in front. Distance is okay, and accuracy is okay as well. Puts it through, so good start by Zach Sherman, his first of the afternoon, and the third for St Mary's. They go to 3-2-20. They lead Geelong West one behind. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard, and we have been playing. I always say that when the ad comes up on the scoreboard.
KFC ad's up now.
The KFC ad, so that's okay. Thanks to the Hosking family.
I've got Max Kelly from the Giants down here, boys. Hot start by St Mary's, mate. They've got to get back into the game.
Yeah, I think they're just setting up a few wides, so that transition kick, they're bringing another one across. So we just need to shut down and probably own the width more. It's very tight ground, but they still take very wide. So
thanks, Max. All the best, mate.
Max Kelly there. Yes. Grandson of the Great Lane. Back in the middle. Chance for Little as he does the roving, but he walks into a Peck and Sherman tackle. Sounds like a law firm. Peck and Sherman. Umpire tosses it into the air. Knocked down by Peck. Arkarachi's there. He couldn't take it, neither could Gunny. Arkarachi did well, fought for it. Got a handball that went through the arms of Sherman. Taken by Travellini. That's a good tackle. He's dumped in a cracker there by Tanner Lewis. And he wins himself a free kick just forward to the centre circles. Tanner Lewis has got Frengos out wide if he wants him, but instead sends it into the left forward pocket into a one-on-one. Collins and Jasker. Jasker plays spoiler. Barnes plays rover for West. Knocked away by Watts, only into the path of Sherman. Sherman gave it to Connors. Connors' kick is outstanding onto the chest of Arkarachi as they look to release from half-back.
He was looking at Lang at centre half-back, but he elects to go short and down the line. It's okay. And he's going to try and move the ball deliberately now. Spear pass Travellini to over the top, and they get it back towards Travellini. It keeps going to Rayner, who just filled a gap at half forward, did nicely in amongst three Giants, but he has to be quick there. He was tackled from behind by Little, so he got called to play on, and Little's turned the ball over and will take the free kick at half back. Wants to drive it long in the middle, and it sits okay. Barnes takes the mark, handballs it off to Mensch, who runs past, has to get back on that left boot, just gets it away under pressure, and it falls to the front. Is that over the shoulder? Umpire said yes, it was, and it's going to be a free kick for Geelong West. Watts, who's having a rest forward, we'll have a set shot for goal from 45 out directly in front.
That was better use, Kirsch.
Well, a bit more direct, isn't it? Give your bigs a bit of a chance, and if they can't mark it, bring it to ground. But obviously, the free kick was interfered with.
So Tyler Watts, who is wearing the number 67 today. Heavy number to carry for the big ruckman.
Heavy numbers out there.
There he is. Comes in with a little bit of a breeze support here. Right foot, no problems with the distance. The accuracy, though, has missed to the near side and through for Geelong West. Second behind of the afternoon. They are two behind. St Mary's 3-2-20. 16 and a half played. First turn Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
I think young McWaters is wearing in the 70s for Bell Park. Played his second game yesterday in their win. Travellini goes wide with a kick, and the mark taken by Sherman where the 50 meets the boundary line, right half back in front of the old past player stand. He comes inboard to McMullen, and it is, but gee, their foot skills are so good. And then McMullen, a driving kick that wasn't intended for Maishman, I don't think, but Maishman's going to give a handball off to McMahon. Had it knocked from his grasp by Lovell. Mensch fires a handball to Collins, confronted, got a handball off to Ajang a handball off, dropping into the opportune time was Buckwell, and then he was barreled off the footy by Jasker, and the umpire said hi. Well, he might have been bailed out there, Buckwell. I don't think Jasker did too much wrong, and the umpire has seen it as a free kick for Alex Buckwell.
A bit differently than us.
Yep. Well, Buckwell, not a noted goal kicker, just the one career goal in his 37 games so far. Didn't see him in 2021, so
they need this.
They desperately do, Nico. This to cut the margin back to 12, and we think they're kicking with the aid of the breeze. He started it out right, and he has just snuck it in for a behind. So they had a behind to their score, but three behinds doesn't wash at the moment. St Mary's a 3-2-20, 17 and a half minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferry's time clock for his first quarter of K-Rock football.
So Travellini kicking in duties for St Mary's. Going to come towards the western side of the ground, punched away from behind, and that was punched away by Riley Moore. So defensively for Geelong West, we're going to have a boundary throw in, 55 around from their goal. So still in their attacking zone. Conway back on the ground to do the ruck work in Symes. Going to favour Symes in front. Falls to the front of the pack for Mensch. Also Lovell, who's wrapped up, not going anywhere. The umpire will come in, ball it up. Still 55 out from goal. And Conway coming the same side as Symes. He gets it down. Benson over the top of it. He can't take it. Might come back to him. Pack develops. Ball flicked out. Side of the pack. Orgarinos got it away. Set Maishman up. He was up mid-tackle when he tried to get the football. Too high, said the umpire. And there's two umpires. I think the young umpire found the free kick, and he gets it to Mensch, who goes inside. 50 and Jang over the top. Hamlin hanger contender. He just went up, flew, good vertical leap and took the mark. And I think this is the third set shot from the same spot. 45 out directly in front.
His hands are on today, aren't they?
They are.
Must convert this. Must get a goal. The last 5 minutes they've been dominated.
Just warming up for bigger things, I reckon, today. In the air.
Let's hope so. He's a ripper.
So a Jang 45 out directly in front. And as Nico has said a couple of times, they need this. Haven't posted a major yet this afternoon. He comes in southern end of the ground, close to the man on the mark again, gives it as much as he can, and that's a much better kick straight through the middle. Goal umpire need to do not much work there apart from saying that is a goal to a Jang. So his first 1-3-9 now. The Giants, St Mary's 3-2-20. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, that was a little bit more deserved of their play, getting on top probably in the last 5 minutes. So the last two scoring shots, or their last two scoring opportunities, come from St Mary's turnover in the corridor and one from a free kick. So that in general play and free play is a bit of reward for a bit of dominance in the last couple of minutes with possession.
KFC, of course, join the KFC workforce and have loads of fun. careers.kfc.com.au. We did the poll on the KFC Twitter pre-game and came in 68% St Mary's, 32% Geelong West. We're out of the middle with a Jang taking it and driving it long, looking for Watts at the top of the square. He's in a wrestle. It's going to roll out the back and roll, but it was touched on the way through. Maybe getting a piece of it was Christensen, and the margin is now 10. 1-4-10, playing 3-2-20. 20 minutes gone. First quarter on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Ling kicks it in from full-back, goes to outside 50, finds Blood, takes the mark.
Like I'm calling a Geelong game in 2011. Ling, Christensen.
Yeah, that's right. Ball long towards centre wing. Going up, no mark taken. Buckwell comes off the side of the pack. St Mary's forward to the footy. Benson has got a bit of space and a bit of time. Gives it to Rain and can give it back. They did nicely. Got it away to Lang, 45 out. And closing right foot. Goal! Lammy's Tavern goal of the day. Contender, Tom Lang. He puts his first on the board and they go coast to coast St Mary's. And the fourth for the home side. 4-2-26. They lead the Giants. 1-4-10. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Jace, that's as good as you'll see. We talked about coast to coast last week, but that was sublime coming out of their full-back area, and the way they moved the ball and transitioned into their forward half was elite.
Have you seen a team rotate like St Mary's do, Nico? Because they are just on and off. They are just constantly fresh.
Well, Joey Maishman, this is his probably second or third time sitting here, and they're quick rotations, Joey.
It's fantastic, to tell you the truth, King.
Umpire throws it up in the middle.
On top of the ground.
Symes won the tap. Jang did the roving, and despite being chicken wing, got a kick away towards right half forward. Rolling ball. The Blood says, "I'll take, thanks very much." Outside of the right boot, delivers onto the chest of Garner. It was an absolute bullet that Hanley could do nothing about. And Garner, just back of the wing, plays on, runs towards true centre wing, and then drives a kick towards a one-on-one. Lang and Moore. Moore worked Lang off the footy, couldn't take the mark. Good roving. That's Harry McMahon, and his neat little kick finds a target, and he finds Cole. Well, we got Cole and Christensen out there, and that would be like calling a game in the late 80s for the Cats.
Well, yeah, exactly right.
You have Marty to Michael.
Don't get too high, Chip.
Both Lara boys, might I add. They are, the Cole boys and Christensen's.
They were, that's right.
Cole. Call to play on. He runs his full measure, gets to about 45 out, but in going for distance has pulled it to the left and through for a minor score. Just good to see Harry Cole playing consecutive games of footy. He's just been so injury-riddled over the journey. Of course, spent some time on Geelong's VFL list. Back here at St Mary's full-time. 4-3-27, 1-4-10. They lead by 17, the Saints. 22 and a half minutes gone.
Kicked a couple of nice goals last week.
Giants kick it in, go towards Watts, tapped away by Conway, goes towards Benson, can't take it now. Moy gets the handball out, back towards Lovell, handball over the top. Gribble on centre wing, gets a call from a Jang who runs free, takes a bounce. Now he goes to the right foot kick inside 50. McMullen getting back there, read it the better. Got there in front of Cod and wants to switch the ball. And they go to the outer side, St Mary's. They can just measure the passes. They go around or go towards Sherman. Oh, he did nicely. He stole the ball back in the end, got it from Maishman and got it back there. And they're just waxing lyrical around the boundary line, the St Mary's boys. Benson takes the mark. Will be able to move it from centre wing.
Yeah, he just ran out of room with the boundary line there, so he just had to hold his progress and get back behind the mark. I think he wanted to take off and play on, but would have ran himself out of bounds.
It was too easy then, Kirsch, wasn't it?
Oh, his low kick, though. We got a rare turnover.
Ooh.
He's put it onto the chest of Moy. Just didn't hit the kick, and Moy down low actually took a really good slips catch. Talking about the cricket, England and New Zealand, that'll be a mouth-watering series starting Thursday night from the UK. Kick inside forward 50. Jasker over the back, couldn't mark over Collins, but St Mary's going to come up with the footy. Benson back to Harry Ling short to Sherman. Sherman will concede all the way back to his defensive goal square, and they'll look to build from inside that goal square.
Look at it.
Here's Loftus, and he's away, but he was just tugged on the jumper, and his handball is a bit indiscriminate. The door opens here for the Giants. Barnes, Little, under pressure, trying to get a handball to Lovell. He couldn't take it cleanly. Loftus tries to come and clean up his mess. Got it up to Garner. Garner dumped in a good tackle brought to ground by Dwyer. And we'll get a ball up near the point of the square at right half forward, favouring the Giants. They trail by 17. St Mary's 27. West to 10. 24 and a quarter minutes gone in this first quarter.
Watts gets it down for the ruck contest. Goes towards Little, Mensch, and a Jang there. There's three mids. They go close to the boundary line. A Jang got over the tackle from Connors, but couldn't keep in the field of play. And we will have a boundary throw in right half forward for the Giants.
Hasn't been able to get into the game yet, Mensch.
24, nearly 25 minutes played. First term, Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Boundary throw in. Watts works his way to the front, gets it down to Lovell, wrapped up by Orgarinos, held on to for a while. Garner, get it away. Connors back off a step into the middle. One-hander over the top, and they go to Benson. Orgarinos to Benson, and now he goes to half forward. Great kick to Lang. Thought about playing on, but just held up by Jake Wood. Left half forward for St Mary's. Now he plays a bit of candy. He went blind, turned himself. Now he gives it to Benson off a step. Goes long, missed it to the far side and through for another behind to St Mary's. So they go to 4-4-28. They lead the Giants 1-4-10. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Here's your boys, JJ.
Wood to bring the ball back into play. Goes short into the right back pocket to Frangos, who, of course, coaching the reserves, was actually back in the twos last week.
JB,
Has won back his spot in the senior side. Sends a kick long. Looking for Lewis. It's Peck who can't take the mark at it, knocked from his grasp. Here comes Moy through the pack, snaps a kick around his body. Peck and Ling back with the flight. They conspire to spoil each other. It's now been called play on because neither completed the mark, and the umpire was a bit premature with the whistle. Kick inside defensive 50 to Jasker, shares it by hand with Travellini. Travellini goes wide and sees Sherman. It's a well-weighted kick, right half back. Just his progress halted by Buckwell, so he has to come laterally inside defensive 50 to Garner, and he looks up and now sees 32 players ahead of him and trying to work his way through this. He comes towards the Don Matheson pavilion to Ling. Ling goes short to Damien McMahon. He's got it at true centre half back under pressure. Drives a kick long to a one-on-one. Peck and Watts neither could mark. Rain ahead over the foot. He couldn't take it cleanly, but Little was good on hands and knees. Flicked it up nicely to Hanley. Hanley found room where there was none. Buckwell, he can leave it over the top to Hanley, and Kelly, and they're out.
Kelly now on the left, kicks it around the corner. Nothing really to kick to. Connors got back there in front of the scoreboard. His handball was just out of bounds, in fact. And his teammates couldn't keep it in, one of which was Cole. Nakarachi was over there as well. So a throw in, centre wing, out of side. GMHBA Stadium side of Anthony Costa Oval.
Kilda 31, North 14 for Leopold Sporties.
Peck, ruck work for St Mary's up against Watts, falls to the front. And ball, was that a hold? No, holding the ball, said the umpire. So St Mary's can be able to run free, and they go now, Maishman with the outside of the right foot towards the leader, Lang. Goes a bit further though, past McMahon as well. Handball comes back, Handley. Oh, up the chimney handball. Going to not be nice for his defensive teammates. Ball comes free, falls into the arms of Rayner. His handball back off a step, Orgarinos. Close to the boundary line in the right forward pocket. Good mark, Wood, who ran back there, Jake Wood, and took the mark and will relieve the pressure for the Giants.
Wood short and finds Hanley. Only Lockie this afternoon. David plying his trade at Carlton alongside Luke Goetz and Alex Sincotta and the others at Daniel O'Keefe. He's fans of. He's got on that Carlton list out of the local area. Oh, Lovell went to play on. Now he's called to play on. Escaped the clutches of Cole, and he gives it off by hand to Frangos, who just a neat little kick on his right boot looking for Mensch. Mensch slipped over her, and thankfully the siren went because ready to pounce was Garner going the other way. And the margin is 18 here at quarter time. So St Mary's with the...
So they spoke really well. Very positive. And let's hope they can, just fix up those tidy little inside 50 kicks, Kirsch, because that's what's letting them down.
Well, absolutely. They could almost be level if they took their opportunities, but on the flip side, so St Mary's, they missed a few as well. So, yeah.
The second quarter about to get underway, just waiting for the last of the fans to make their way off the ground. Good crowd here again on a Sunday afternoon for the Giants and West. A bit of cloud cover, not as warm as last week, but the second term underway for Apto Cafe 24/7.
So Conway gets it down for Geelong West. Orgarinos, though, read the ball better, got the handball out in the tackle, and Benson got a handball as a hold, said the umpire. And it's going to come back to a jang in the middle.
It's been good
for the Giants. He has started well. He goes towards Mensch. Still at centre half forward inside the centre square. He plays on, wheels around on that left, gets around a couple, goes with a left foot kick long to the pocket. Collins on a lead. He goes up. Jasker defensively did nicely. Benson tracked it beautifully. Handball on the outboard. Travellini goes back in towards Conway. Can't get it though. Over the head. Rayner has to run at it. Comes off the opposite side wing. Might be good. He got some support. Cole on the up. Got the handball towards Harry McMahon. He's recovered now. Damien breaks through. Gets a handball to Lang. Taps it on. Oh, but they have the too many numbers there, the Giants. Mensch was back there, and they got it free towards Kelly at half-back.
Kelly left half-back, drives a kick onto the chest of a teammate who marks, and it's Tanner Stone taking it. Game number 5 for the Giants, second of the season. Served a suspension earlier in the year. Drives a kick towards half forward, 2-on-1. Collins brought it to ground. Front of the pack for St Mary's is Ling, gave it to Orgarinos. Now off to Maishman, wants to cut back inboard, gives a handball to Blood and the skipper of the Saints, just inside defensive 50, towards the boundary line at right half back, and McMullen has taken the mark. Blood continues to provide run handball on the bounce to Benson. Benson to the interchange gates by hand to Travaglini. Travaglini back to Blood. Blood just corralled and then had to kick high. Sent it long. Rayner, Conway, both back there. Neither can mark. Frangos for West on hands and knees, couldn't take it cleanly, but a wonderful pick up there by Garner. Rayner outside of the right boot, just kicking for position, but judging it well, coming off his man was Nick Wood, and they will repel here, the Giants.
And they go to the outer side towards centre wing with the kick, but Lang gets across there. Probably should have taken the mark. Mensch let him in the contest, and he did well. He picked the pocket too, Mensch, and he got the handball away. They go quickly inside 50. Jasker in front of Collins. Takes a good mark. No, the umpire says, yeah, chop. Chopped his arms there from behind. So Jasker goes back to Benson. Defensive 50 can switch it towards McMahon. He's got Garner. He goes further afield. Over the head of a Jang. Good kick towards Conway. Doesn't sit for the big man, though. His tackle was fantastic. He kept the ball in there on centre wing and did nicely against a couple of Giants, and we'll have a ball up.
Tried to step in, mate. Couldn't do it.
So Conway be in the ruck contest against Watts, where he gets it down to Conway. Handball over the top. Kelly rides the bump, gets it away to Little. Extracts himself from the back of the centre square towards Moy, and he takes the mark.
Moy. He will send a kick wide. He's got a runner out there. It's Dewey. He had to stretch through. He was able just to palm it to his own advantage and then fire a handball into the path of Gribble. Maishman looked to close him down, but the kick through the hands there of Lewis. Should have done better. Collins thankfully was able to get a handball on the up back to Lewis, but his left foot kick was poor and an opportunity missed. And it's marked by Blood, 20 from his defensive goal for St Mary's. He wants the corridor and McMullen. McMullen's got a runner in Travaglini. He's doing that all afternoon. Nobody wants to go with him. His kick on the bounce was taken nicely by Peck. The big fella did okay. Then he heard the voice back and he went back by hand to Maishman. Left half back wants to come in board. I missed Amy McMahon, who slipped over. Numbers here for the Giants. Mensch, Moy through traffic one way, then the next. Gribble, time to just compose himself, set and kick inside forward 50, wanting Symes. It's a 2-on-1 though. Christensen's back there with Jasker. Jasker just time to fumble, recover, left foot dribbling kick is okay, and Travaglini will clean up.
He will, and he'll go towards Garner on the opposite half-back flank. Wants to play on quickly because he's got McMahon. He handballs it inboard though to Benson. Now gets it towards McMahon. Greeted by Frangos, but he breaks free and breaks the tackle. Goes to the right foot kick up the ground. No mark taken by Cole. And again, Buckwell got the handball back towards Little. His handball to a Jang. He's got some space and some time. Goes long again inside 50. Jasker, big thump away. Done that a couple of times in the last couple of minutes. And now Travaglini again tracks it back. His handball over the top. Got partly smothered close to the boundary line, and Lewis and Christensen see it over, and we'll have a ball in the right forward pocket for the Giants. They're 1-4-10. They trail St Mary's 4-4-28. 4 played. Second term Port Phillip Berry's time clock.
We don't do personal shout-outs, but to Richard from Werribee, I know he's an avid listener of K-Rock Football, turning 60 today. Happy birthday to Richard from Werribee.
Well, from Werribee.
Ball back into play on the KFC Twitter, personal KFC Twitter. And a chance here for the Giants. It's going to be an inadvertent rush behind for the Giants. So they are 1-5-11 now. St Mary's are 4-4-28. 4.5 minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock in the second quarter. Yeah. Max Kelly and Damien McMahon waging their own private war in a Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchup off the footy. There's always fun to be had when Max Kelly's nearby. Travaglini short with a kick in and marked by Maishman, who's back from Werribee.
Maishman goes to the outer side looking for Loftus. K-Rock's own. I think we're going to claim him after last week. He's at left half back. Goes towards centre wing with the kick. Peck goes up. Can't take the mark. Wood right next to him did nicely to worry him out of it. Peck did pretty well to get it towards Rayner, though. He runs out of room on centre wing.
Watching Trent McMullen here, boys, I reckon he's done his hamstring. Ooh. Just try to defend his opponent then. Just watch this space on that one.
You got a God injury update?
Yep, Nico, keep an eye on that. Boundary throw in on centre wing.
Will do, boys.
Watts in front. Got it down. St Mary's at the side of the pack. They get a clearing kick. Algarinos towards centre half forward, but it's all west, and now Riley Moore will switch the ball.
He will switch with a well-weighted kick. They'll look to build. Dwyer just chips one over the top, wanting Slocum. Showed a lot of it to Harry McMahon, who was able to get a front-on spoil. And then he might win a free kick for too high. Umpire said play on. Harry McMahon to Damien McMahon. A handball looped over the top. Benson in the right place at the right time, but had to go back to Damien McMahon by hand. Right half forward. The kick towards the forward 50, and Hanley coming across does well, as McMullen is now in the hands of the medical staff for St John of God. We'll keep an eye on that.
He was very sad when he came off, boys.
Dejected.
Pretty sure he has done the hammy.
Yeah, right. Here's Wood with the footy in the right back pocket. That's Nick Wooden. He's got Gribble just outside defensive 50, and they'll look to build from right half back for Giants.
Go towards centre wing. Good, well-weighted kick. Barnes takes it, wants to bring it back in board. A Jang just fall to the centre circle, takes the mark, plays on. So get back on that right foot, goes out wide now. Long lead, Symes having arrested full forward. And I think he runs out of room there, he will. And it will be a boundary throw in. Left half forward for the Giants.
They're holding up really well at the moment, Geelong West. They're getting some good shape behind the ball. They're using the ball well in their corridor. They're just not, again, getting any reward inside their forward 50.
6 3/4 minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock from the boundary throw-in. Symes got a fist on it, and he and Christensen conspire to see it both out of bounds from that ruck contest. And we'll do it all again. 7 minutes almost ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock. No better way to travel between Geelong and Port Arlington to Docklands, as it spins back into play again. Symes maybe this time winning the tap at Jang, the roving. Quick handball release. Lewis gave a handball off back to Symes. Symes threw that. And umpire Zarb was all over it. And the free kick will come back to Jared Garner, who's just working his way back after a hamstring issue in round one. First game back, gives a handball off to Travellini, and he'll set things up from right half back.
Goes back towards towards Chalcraft, who takes the mark at centre half back, just switches it. Collins came back to help out and did nicely, got the handball away. And Gribble, his handball on the legs of Lewis. He couldn't pick it up. Collins, the two big blokes, they can't do it. Now they do. They do nicely to Gribble, who gets it on the outside towards Little, who takes a very good mark.
That's better.
Hamlin hanging contender, really. Ethan Little there. He was under real pressure from Nick Connors and took a great grab. 50 out from goal, possibly too far to score for him. He's looking for people to lead towards him. He goes in that direction and he turns the ball over. St Mary's were aware of it, and I just want to settle the play down now. Ling wants to chip the ball short, and Benson takes it inside defensive 50.
Just not able to score at the moment, West, but they are holding St Mary's up in terms of them hitting the scoreboard. Actually, St Mary's are scoreless through the first 8 minutes of this second quarter. The kick wide for Loftus. He takes the mark in front of Little, and he hits the ground running. What more would you expect? And then he drives it towards half forward. The kick goes through Rayner and inside forward 50. Rolling ball. Out comes Nick Wood to provide a contest. Did okay, and then knocked it into the path of a Jang, but Travellini will come the other way. He left it behind. Opened the door for a Jang. Oh, Benson, bang! That's holding the ball.
No way getting past him.
A Jang wanted to take on the Matheson medalist, and he said, "You will not pass go. You will not collect $200. I will take a free kick and I'll put it onto the chest of Nick Conway."
He got past the first. I just wasn't sure he was ready for Harry Benson as the next.
He just went bang, Harry Benson.
That was like, your kid in under nines trying to blast. Had no awareness, unfortunately, in the boy.
Nick Conway, just the 2 goals in his previous 6 games at GFL senior level. Man on the mark stands about 35 from goal. Conway sends it on its way and has tugged it to the left and through for a minor score. So the Saints first on the scoreboard of this second quarter for APCO Cafe 24/7 is a behind. They're 4-5-29. The Giants 1-5-11. 9.5 minutes gone. Second quarter Carroll football action thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
Nico, just keep an eye on Kane Loftus too. I think he might have done a bit of a hip injury, I think. So keep an eye on him. Handley.
You're right, I will, mate.
On down.
He's got into the back pocket for the Giants, so deep back and try and get a chain of handballs out. And now the kick to Gribble at half-back, who takes the mark, comes back in board. Buckle wants to switch it back to whence it came, pretty much top of the goal square. Wood plays on now, gets around and goes with the right foot out wide. Dangerous kick, punched away at the back by Maishman. They got the numbers too, St Mary. Short little kick's okay. Called to play on. Harry McMahon wasn't 15, then got 3 high tackles, and the umpire said play on again. Now Lovell Forward of the ball towards Moi Moi. Runs around the boundary, takes a bounce, backs himself, wants to back that pace. Thought about another bounce, got the handball over the top to Little. Back towards Moi Moi. Falls over, probably good in the end because he got 3 high tackles as well, and he'll take the free kick.
He did, didn't he?
Blood made him earn it.
Yeah,
Moi Moi
he
concede some ground to Tanner Lovell to Buckwell in the long sleeve, short to Gribble. Gribble's got it at left half forward, loops a handball over the top to Mensch. Will suit his left boot, got to hit a target and does. And the lead comes up from Tyler Watts. Main on the mark will stand about 40 from goal. This is a tough kick though. Maybe into a slight breeze.
Yep, left hand goal post.
Desperately needed. The margin's only 18, but we think we might get a low scorer this afternoon based on what we're seeing through this first 11 minutes of the second quarter.
They need to reward themselves here, Kirsch, because they've been on top this quarter.
They have.
Tyler Watts playing game number 18 for the Giants this afternoon. VFL listed at Geelong. Hoping to get a look in there at some stage. He's been given his full time to set himself up, and now he'll push out to the right, and he's kicked it. It's a wonderful kick. Worked it back nicely on the breeze. Good call from Chris Nichols, who said start at left-hand goalpost. That is exactly what he did. And it faded back nicely over the goal umpire's hat, and they've kicked their second. They're 2-5-17 Geelong West, 4-5-29 St Mary's in this second quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
It's a bit of reward because they've held sway and their back six have been really good as well. They've actually transitioned the ball well into their sort of forward half with their midfielders transitioning, and that is a little bit of reward for their hard work in the first 12 minutes of restricting St Mary's as well.
So back to 12 points of difference. Middle stage of the second term. Symes in the ruck against Peck. Symes gets it down, rode by Sherman. Got his head ripped off. Was waiting for the umpire to give him a free kick, and he called play on. So they do St Mary's. They go towards half forward. McMahon off the wing just wants to tap it to his advantage. Jake Wood gets across. Will he get around McMahon? He sort of does. He gets the handball out, and Handley is then taken over the boundary line. High tackle, said the umpire. So Handley will take the free kick and come back to Frangos at defensive 50.
I reckon Zach Sherman might have said to the umpire, where was mine?
Yes, that's right. Now Nick Wood goes to the outer side. Riley Moore takes the mark.
Moore inside defensive 50, just chips one over the top. It's well weighted to Dwyer. Dwyer back of the scoreboard. He'll send a kick onto the chest of Slocum, who we haven't caught a lot of this afternoon, but to go out in the full.
Yes.
And that is the decision of the boundary umpire. So they will turn it over just at the inopportune time, and Maishman has got it at left half back. Joey Maishman. And back to Werribee, but now back at St Mary's. Driving a kick towards half forward. Rayner in front position, couldn't take the mark. Moore picked it up off the ground, then lost it in the tackle. Garner was clean. Handball release off to Chelcraft. Chelcraft to Rayner. Rayner with a well-weighted kick. Had a little bit too much in the end on it for McMahon. Nick Wood had a fit of the fumbles. Doors open here for St Mary's. Handball out the side door. Snap around the corner from Lang. Has got the carry just. Nice finish from Tom Lang. Kicks his second of the afternoon. And all that hard work done by West to get it back to a 12-point ball game. They turn it over with just a skill error on the other side. Opens the door for the Saints to go the other way, and they kick their fifth of the afternoon. They're 5-5-35, playing 2-5-17 second quarter. Has ticked over 14 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel.
As disappointing as it was they turned the ball over, Greg Miller won't be too disappointed because they actually tried to just keep going with the momentum and possession and the transition then, and look, they pulled the trigger and it didn't pay off, but I think he'd be still happy with that's the way they want to play.
They've only got 2 on rotation here at the moment, St Mary's. Both Loftus and McMullen are being treated.
Back in the middle. McMahon for off centre wing, leaves the ball behind. Lewis gets it to Little, back to Lewis, back to Gribble by hand on centre wing. Kick was touched. Jasker in front, or kick from mid-air if you don't mind. It's a nice little drop kick towards Rayner, who comes out at half back. Handball on the out to Sherman. He just chips the ball to McMahon. 50 in closing. Open goal square. There it is. He called it early too. Lammy's having goal of the day. Contender David McMahon in front of the Don Matheson stand. He had the fans up and about, and he has put his first on the board this afternoon, and That's a couple of quick ones for St Mary's. They are now 6-5, 41. They lead Geelong West, who are 2-5, 17. And that's on the Apco Cafe 24/7 K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Just another skill area then, because Gribble just took a little bit too long to kick the pill and got it slightly smothered. Jaska playing a proactive positioning on his opponent, just thwarted the ball forward, and Rayner in front. Just the basics a little bit better in that little bit of passage of play.
Around the grounds for Leopold Sporties, Geelong in the VFL 59 lead the Giants 47, 29 and a half minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock in the third quarter. Back in the middle, Mensch with the roving. He'll kick towards left half forward. It's a high ball to a one-on-one. Trying to work blood off the footy was Tanner Stone. And now it's underneath the pack going nowhere. Connors is on top of that as well. And right on the 50.
Kingy, there's no back rotation for St Mary's right at the moment. Just heard coaching staff.
Ball up, Symes winning the tap inside 50 for the Giants, but Blood will clean up for the Saints. He'll come towards right half back with a neat little kick to McMahon. McMahon to centre half back with a wonderfully way to kick onto the chest of Benson. Benson shares it by hand with Blood, and here comes the St Mary's wave.
Goes out towards Cole, who tries to track the ball towards the boundary line, does so. Just sits and waits, was going to go left, going to go right, spins around, right foot kick back towards 50, over the head of Travellini. Geelong West, Kelly have it. Handball to Gribble. He had to handball it pretty quickly to Symes. Through the middle of the ground to Little. Draws Garner. Does nicely. Bit of candy. Over the top. They're out. Stone gives it away. Handball over the top to Lovell. Over towards Mensch. Always seems to have plenty of time. Kick around the corner was terrible. And they just stand their ground. Ling takes the mark for St Mary's. And again, the Saints from inside defensive 50 to drive it back.
Is Akarachi doing a little bit of a job on Mensch at times for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, Kirsch?
He has gone to him a couple of times, but Mensch has been able to find some space and get some overlaps and get off that chain. So I don't know if it's a real hard tag, because he's just played a little bit more forward as well this quarter.
Rayner turned it over to Gribble. Gribble kick inside forward 50, and Watts from behind's given away the free kick to Christensen, who 10 from his defensive goal. Just chips a little kick into the left back pocket. Barely went 15 in Jaska. As Mark, the Anglesea product, of course, spent a year on the rookie list with the Gold Coast Suns going about 4 or 5 years ago.
That connection again, Kirsch. Two kicks in there.
Handballed off to Ling. Ling drives a kick to half back, but just at times have been a little bit wasteful coming out of defensive 50 of St Mary's. And Jake Wood has taken the mark, just stretching nicely and taking it. He'll go short with a kick very wide to Frangos. And he's got it on the Cardinia Park side of the ground, or the GMHBA Stadium side of the ground, I should say. He comes back inboard to Mensch, and he'll try and open the eyes of the St Mary's defence.
He goes inside looking for Collins. It goes up and gets a chop of the arm, I think. The umpire said, yes. Jackson Collins, 40 out from goal, 45-degree angle. Over set shot for goal.
But he's kicking into the teeth of the wind here, the way it's blowing at the moment. So this will be a mighty kick if he kicks the goal.
Where's he aiming, Nico?
It'll be left-hand goal post to drag it back.
I reckon you're right, yep. So he comes in now, 40 out from goal. Drives it, and he has started it very wide. Very wide, in fact, so wide it's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah.
Did not listen to Nico
not
bit.
one bit. He did the opposite to what Nico said.
My goodness.
Blood next to the left-hand behind post, or right-hand behind post, depending on how you look at it. Will drive a kick towards left half back. That's a long ball. Peck flying, can't take the mark. Front of the pack, Maishman will track it to the boundary line. Kelly will track him. Maishman was able to get away, get a handball on the up to Travellini. Travellini now in the left back pocket, goes back to Blood. And Blood is almost back to where he started. He wants the corridor. He's shown a lot of it to Ajang, eating too much in the end. He wanted Garner, and Ajang just sweated on it, pounced, took the mark, and 25 out directly in front. Should go back and get one back for the Giants.
It was just decision making, really. It had nothing to do with skill error. It was just a decision where he's kicked it into the middle of 4 Giants players, and hoping Garner, who's probably one of the smaller players in that back half at the moment, to try and take a mark.
Emmanuel Ajang's kicked one already this afternoon.
He's kicked 2. I've put it down.
Oh!
Yep.
Jeez.
You need to put it down.
You start at left-hand goal post, you would suspect, and work it back.
He's a skillful player. Skillful player.
25 out, directly in front. Starts at left,
The
works
goal
it
umpire
slightly,
didn't
and
move.
did not move.
Only moved his head.
And managed to get it over the KFC sign. at the northern end of the ground, and they're back to within 18 points. They're not going away, the Giants.
They're not.
3-5-23, St Mary's 6-5-41 as we approach 20 minutes gone in the second quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
I think most of their scoring opportunities, by my notes, have come from either turnovers or free kicks in their forward half. So if St Mary's can tidy up that, they'll certainly restrict their scoring opportunities. But at the moment, they're putting enough pressure on St Mary's to cause those turnovers.
They sure are. And Loftus is back out there for St Mary's, so we'll see how he goes.
Around the grounds for Leopold Sporties over at the VFL, Geelong 9-11-65 lead the Giants 7-5-47 at three-quarter time. Leopold Sporties, your complete family venue, and St Kilda have skipped away from North Melbourne, 65 playing 17 minutes into the second.
So in the ruck now, Lewis got it down, did his own roving work, got it to a Jang. His right foot kicked towards centre and towards half forward, and Stone takes the mark. He goes further afield. It's a good kick too. Under pressure, Travellini was right there, but Barnes takes it. He draws it up towards the top of the square. Orgarinos just wants to get a clearing kick, but only back as far as Barnes, 65 from goal. A call to play on now, wants to drive it long. Big boys set themselves. They go up. No mark taken at the front of the pack. Christensen got it out, and now Jasker gets the clearing kick for St Mary's.
Very clearing, but he's put it out of bounds on the full, right in front of our own Marcel Berens, snapping for Geelong Regional Football this afternoon. Check out his photos at Facebook. Frangos came inboard, and now the ball is in the hands of Lewis. Lewis just sets it up. Moy to fly from behind, couldn't complete the mark. What's the unlikely rover? Connors with a wonderful tackle ensures he's going nowhere, and we'll get a ball up in the right forward pocket. Whenever Moy, Jang, they get near the footy, something happens.
It certainly does. Really good moments here by the Giants. The last three exits have either been a turnover back to the Giants or out in the full.
Watts won the tap down, but now loose footy on the ground. Sees Mensch fighting for it, maybe with Akarachi underneath all of that. And for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, I think Akarachi is just minding at times.
Yeah, he is. He's not. It's not a heavy tag, but he's certainly mindful of him.
Going to him now at that stoppage. Conway, Watts winning the tap down, tried to flick it over his head to a runner going past. He couldn't get it to Barnes. He's Mensch in the traffic now. Mensch kick out of the pack to the top of the goal square, knocked away by Chelcraft, and they'll look to clear Ling. Tries to get his kick outside defensive 50.
Harry McMahon tracks it, picks it up and then drops it. Stone over his head. Chalcraft tried to break three tackles. His handball missed the target as well. Oh, Lovell just went the other way, feigned the handball, and inside kicked it, and unfortunately missed it to the far side and threw for one behind to him. So Giants go to 3-5-23. St Mary's 3-6-24. St Mary's 6-5-41. 22 and a half played second term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Tanner Lovell still doesn't know how he had so much time.
Yeah, no one was talking to him though. I reckon she might have been dead quiet out there.
Travellini outside his defensive goal square wants the corridor, and Benson against a Jang. Neither could mark. Kelly will clean up the loose footy. Handball off. Here's Lewis. Should hit a target inside 50. Oh, Stone dropped what he should have taken. And now a chance to clear here for the Saints. Travellini right half back to the wing. It's a well-weighted ball to Cole. Cole dropped what he should have taken. Time to recover. Duck under a Mensch tackle. Loop a handball over the top to Orgarinos. Orgarinos 65 from goal. Pulls a kick inside 50. Not a great kick. Riley Moore gets across in front of Peck. Holds things up for the Giants. His kick for Kelly was intended for Mensch. Kelly got across in front. Dropped what he should have taken. Would have been better to let it go to Baxter Mensch. And now Kelly goes through and says, yep, my mistake. We'll get a ball up at right half forward.
Kingy, Trent McMullen for St Mary's is done for the day. Left hamstring.
John God.
Thanks, Nico. Conway gets the tap down. The Giants, Kelly's handball was okay to Moy. Had to sit and wait, needed to get around and couple his handball back in board to Lewis. He gives it back off a step. Dwyer wrapped up high, said the umpire, and he's very lucky because he was a standing target there. Harry McMahon came at him. Josh Dwyer called to play on. Goes wide with the kick, very wide. That's out of bounds on the full. Kelly couldn't keep that in, and St Mary's will take the resultant free kick at right half forward. So the ball is going to come back to Sherman. Thought about a short kick to Garner. He's going to go longer with the kick. Inside 50, Peck on a lead. Harry McMahon goes up off the back of the pack more. His handball was okay. Now Wood gets it back towards a Jang. Had to be good and took the mark at centre half back.
He did, and then turned and kicked quickly wide. Buckle in the long sleeves has marked it right half back in front of Loftus, who quickly gets onto the mark to ensure he's going nowhere. So he has to concede back to Frangos inside defensive 50 for the Giants. Right half back he now goes with a well-weighted kick and finds a marking target. Might have Barnes out there. right half back. He'll go back inside, right deep inside defensive 50, all the way back to Big Nick Wood. Wood will go across the face of his defensive goal to Jake Wood. And Jake Wood, they're trying to tack Australia 2 style into the breeze out of this St Mary's press. Jake Wood, a high kick, sets it up. Gee, it asks a lot of teammate there, Dwyer, that was never going to get to it, and Lang is marked, and they'll go back inside forward 50. Lang sends a long kick, right in the siren. Actually, it's going to roll, and it's going to roll across the face of goal and out of bounds in the end. Nobody got a hand on it, so if it had have rolled through, it would have been a goal, but it's actually rolled across the face, and that was a short second quarter at just 25 minutes and 5 seconds. St Mary 6-5-41, Geelong West 3-6-24, and I think there actually has been some people going, that was a short quarter, Nico.
They certainly have. They're all cool.
A few stoppages, and Benson obviously got him at stoppages and around the ground for sure. Mench had to go forward at that quarter to try and get some touches.
Third quarter for Metricon, your local builder, and we're building strong. Here's Jace.
Symes gets it down to Ajang, who's wrapped up by Orgarinos to start the third term. And the umpire will come in. Secondary bounce just forward of the centre circle for Geelong West. So we'll do it all again. Conway and Symes. Symes with a big thump away. Falls into the arms of Orgarinos. Set up his teammate there, Benson, who's wrapped up. Mensch falls through, gets the left foot kick towards centre half forward. At the back, they just, as we were talking about at half time, Jack Blood coming off half back. It's beautiful to see, and he goes towards Cole. Can't quite take the mark. Needs to pick it up and get it to a teammate. Worried out of it by Dwyer. He put on a good shepherd for Harry McMahon. They get the ball out wide, close to the boundary line. They keep it in. Blood again. He just goes out, steps out of bounds for a throw in. And safety the boundary line defensively, and then we'll have a boundary throw in right half forward for the Giants.
Geelong 79, GWS 54. 20 minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock, final term of the VFL. So you think the Cats are going to pick up another win there? Boundary throw in shallow. Conway grabbed it out of the ruck, ran into Moy, got a handball away. Slocum just palmed it towards Moy, who gave a handball to Symes, who gave a handball to Slocum, who gave a handball to Mensch. Mensch with a handball to Ajang, confronted by Orgarinos. The lady good tackle. Handball away by Ajang, taken by Travellini. Under pressure, his kick went up the chimney and didn't go 15. Now it spills. Ball comes clear. Might have been Garner with the boot on the ball. Moore back with the flight, got a shove from Akarachi. Umpire said play on, handball away from Moore, missed it to target. Akarachi fighting for it, trying to keep it alive for St Mary's. He can't, as a teammate is underneath all of that. Travellini going nowhere. In fact, it's Maishman, and we'll get a ball up centre square, just forward of the centre circles, favouring the Giants in this third quarter for Metricon.
Conway gets it down to Jang. Also there was Chalcraft, who's wrapped up by Gribble. Tries to steal the ball out. He tried to tackle his own teammate then. He was coming at the ball so quick. Symes gets it away at the back. Now Barnes, slung on the tackle, gets the handball away. Moore puts the ball out in front of Lovell. Handball to, Slocum, who was running from 30 metres away. It doesn't quite fit for him. Now it's Orgarinos who tried to run away from Moy. Got the handball away, turned it over to Wood to Slocum. Gets it backwards to Handley. Left foot kick back towards Symes in the middle. And he just holds it up. Not much to kick to forward of the centre circle. So he handballs it away to Handley, who followed it up. Joined in from behind. Taps it on the ground. Right in the centre circle. Goes towards half forward. Stone put one hand up. Not going to do the business with that. Blood. He's wrapped up. That's the business. Holding the ball. Good tackle. And not happy about it either. Jack Blood, and the Giants will take a free kick.
Just mentioned earlier, Jace, with that McMullen going off, Damien McMahon's now gone behind the ball. He's now playing out a full back from a wing.
Stone short onto the chest of Ajang, still too far to score. Man on the mark, 55 from goal. Love to get something out of this, though, the Giants. He just sets it up to about 20 out. Watts from 3 deep, couldn't hang on to it. Here's McMahon, spoken about before. Damien tackled and was able to get a handball away on the bounce to Blood. Blood a clearing kick towards half back. I reckon he might have put that out in the full. So a couple of errors back-to-back from Jack Blood, which is rare from the St Mary skipper. And the free kick belongs to Baxter Mensch.
This is a bit of a repeat of the third quarter too, and GWG really do need to get scores from this.
Goes looking for Collins, who can't mark. McMahon has worked him underneath the footy. It's off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw in left forward pocket. Not as big a crowd in the past players stand as last Sunday that filled it for the St Mary St Joseph's clash, but still a nice crowd outside the front of the Don Matheson Pavilion. Watts and Conway to do the ruck work. Watts winning the tap down this time, trying to barge his way through. Stone left the footy behind. Handball up from Lewis was good, and then a quick snap by Barnes has missed to the left, through for a behind. And a minor score sees Geelong West go to 3-7-25. St Mary's a 6-5-41 in this third quarter of K-Rock football. Thanks to Metricon. At Metricon, you can build with confidence.
So Dominic McMahon plays on from full-back, goes to the outer side. Long kick towards half-back. Gribble comes over from the side, thumps it away from Christensen. Sees it over the boundary line and will have a throw in. So in between wing, half-forward, GMHBA side of the ground. Giants just into attack at the southern end. Throw in for Symes. Short boundary throw in. Symes takes it out the ruck. Goes on the left. Great smother by Benson. Can he keep it in? He handballs underneath. They get it away. They do. Chalcraft goes towards half forward. Oh, Moore comes back. Goes up and he's hurt his teammate there in Wood as well. Now the St Mary's boys have got it free. Cole, little kick into the pocket's good. Lang has presented again and he's taken the mark and will shoot for goal from 25 outside angle.
Nick Wood is in a lot of trouble out there for St John of God. He's still on the ground in a lot of pain. Riley Moore is at least on his haunches, just collecting himself. But the concern now is for Nick Wood, who landed very awkwardly, had no protection when he landed, and he just, I think, flat on the back, probably on the coccyx. He is now up into a sitting position, so that's a good sign. He's actually getting to his feet, but might have more stunned himself than anything else.
Yeah, a bit winded, I reckon, too, boys.
So Lang, 25 out, 45-degree angle. For his 30, he's pretty happy. He clapped straight away. And he went, that's a goal. He's no mucking around, Tom Lang. He's third, seventh for St Mary's, 7-5-47. They lead the Giants 3-7-25. Metricon K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, that's the little bit of a coach killer, isn't it? They go down the other end after having ball in their forward half for, a high percentage of that quarter and not being able to score, and then obviously the other end they get the goal straight out.
Yeah, Kirsch, at first time they got it in their forward 50 and
correct,
saluted.
yeah, it's a coach killer. 5 minutes they held it for and just couldn't score. Put enough pressure on them to turn them over, but just couldn't score, and then obviously the other way, and talent will get you every time.
St John, got an update on Nick Wood, please, Nico?
He's holding his left calf and he's a bit distressed he is, so I'll keep an eye on it for you.
The Giants go
He's very
forward.
sore.
And kick of Mensch was spoiled by Jasker away from Lewis, and Jasker cleaned up his own work, gave a handball to Benson, whose kick on the left lets him down. He puts it onto the chest of Hanley, who wants to go from right half back to left half back with a well-weighted kick. Finds a marking option in Slocum, and then Slocum sends a kick forward to half forward for Codd. Yeah, he's going to get a free kick here, Codd, because Ling just went at the man, not the footy. The undersized Harry Ling against the much taller Angus Codd. Codd looks to draw a man running past in. Slocum under pressure from Maishman was able to barrel a kick forward from position. The mark, Lewis. Hamlin Hanger contender. It wasn't convincing in the way he clutched it, but it was quite interesting in the way he was able to hold on to it in the end. And he was sort of juggling it around in the hands, and it finally stuck, and he can have a shot and pull the one they've just given up. And St Mary's, according to the scoreboard, are now 12-5-77.
They're going to need it, Kingy.
I don't know how they've managed to kick 6 goals without us even noticing, but that's pretty impressive.
That was a good goal by Tom Lang.
It was worth 54. Here's Tanner Lewis from 40 metres out. That's not a bad hit, but he's just tugged it to the left.
Celebrated early too.
He did, yeah. The breeze has just taken that away, and the margin is 21. They go to 3-8-26. And Mary's about back to 7-5-47. Somebody got excited in the score box, and it's 7.5 minutes gone on the Port Phillips Ferries time clock, third quarter.
Oh, Ling, short little kick in, under pressure. He gets it back from Maishman. Now Connor's handball on the outside. They go to Blood again. Spears the pass. Beautiful to Peck over there, I think it is. Yes, got the peepers on him. It's Paul Peck.
He did that last
week as well. So back to Lockie Peck, who gets it back. Short little kick, turned it over though. Mucking around with it. The Giants keeping under pressure. A handball from Sherman. Wants to get it towards Harry McMahon, or should have taken the mark and couldn't. Gribble against him. Good. Handball was okay. And he got it out towards a Jang. Now could give it back to Gribble on centre wing. Motors pass. Right foot kick down the ground. Late, said the umpire. Jack Blood came across. And the Giants will take the free kick.
Angry Pills, Jack Blood.
He's got a bit of it going on at the minute, hasn't he?
So Tyler Watts will take the free kick at 50.
See what he wants to be? A hard-nosed defender. That's why.
Does anybody really want to be a hard-nosed defender? They either want to be a flashy midfielder or an exciting forward.
Yeah, correct.
Hard-nosed back pocket.
Yeah. No one wants that.
49 metres out is the man on the mark. Hard up against the boundary line is Tyler Watts. So hard I can't even see him. Now he emerges from the shadows of the Don Matheson Pavilion. Tough kick. He'd need to start at right goal post. He swings out. He'll kick from about 49. He does start at right. It is working back, but not enough. And it's through for a minor score. So Tyler Watts with 1 goal 2 by my count this afternoon. And Geelong West now the old multiplication there, 3-9-27. St Mary's 7-5-47, and the margin is 20 in this third quarter, thanks to Carrick football.
So Liggett full back again. Undecided with the kick, so he goes into the back pocket and he'll get the handball back and drive it with the right foot towards centre wing. That's a better kick. Peckett takes the mark again on centre wing. He chips the ball over the top, over the head of Garner. Benson has to come across, might fall for Garner. He's against Mensch. Pack develops around them. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Centre wing on the outer side.
He did well then, Minch.
He did.
He did. And a
Benson
couple
was away too.
Yep.
He had got it.
So ball up. Falls towards Lovell. Oh, he's taken an awful long time to get rid of it, but he did set the umpire. Moy tried to handball it out. Benson put the tackle on him. Pack develops again, and we'll have another stalemate. Another ball up.
Not the most inspiring quarter of football, 10 minutes in, thanks to Metricon.
This will be another short quarter the way it's going, King.
Peck winning the tap down into space, and you get it at pace was Major Garner. He gave a handball off. Teammate wrapped up instantaneously with Sherman appealing for a free kick because he didn't have the footy, according to the umpire. That siren you can hear in the background is the Geelong VFL having a win over the GWS Giants, 12-14, 86 to 8, 8-56, thanks to Leopold Sporty. St Mary's go inside forward 50. Conway trying to keep the ball alive. Buckle, the other 29. Oh, gee, did he get front on contact there from Loftus? Umpire said no. We'll get a boundary throw in right forward pocket. City or northern end of Anthony Costa Oval. It's a 20-point St Mary's lead, 7-5-47. The Giants 3-9-27. Sunday afternoon football on K-Rock. Tom King, Matt Kershaw, Chris Nichols, and the next voice you'll hear is Jason Doherty.
So Conway up against Symes. Symes from behind, got it down. Clearing little kick towards Little and the boundary line. Blood's across there as well. They can't keep it in. And we will have another boundary throw in right half forward for St Mary's. We lead 47-27. Kirsch is still awake, I think.
I'm here.
Nico, he might not be, but anyway, that's another story. Boundaries throwing. He's still there, beautiful. At the back of the pack, handball comes to the front now. Oh, that's a good tackle by Peck, did nicely. And Benson in support. They're forward to the footy again. Arkarachi inside of Lang, who goes up, and that's the difference at the minute. Tom Lang presenting.
Yeah, geez, Benson was good there. His strength, they just couldn't. Two of them were dragging. He's dragging them around.
Do you reckon the majority of these will be contested again today?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's that type of game at the moment, isn't it?
It is.
Certainly doesn't even look like breaking open at the minute.
So Lang's kicked 3. And a chance for his 4th and to get
celebrate early here.
We'll know if he's kicked it. Don't worry about that.
He's a very early celebrator.
He is.
He's the clap or the hand up and whatever, so we'll know. He comes in, he's 30 out.
I'm not even watching the ball.
45 degrees, yeah, just watch Tom Lang. We'll watch him. Here we go. Yep. Oh, no, he put the hands up. No, he put the hands up to shield the sun.
You reckon he did?
Shield the sun.
I reckon he fist pumped and then changed his thing. He changed his arms.
3 goals, 1 his personal tally. St Mary's 7-6-48. The Giants 3-9-27. Metricon K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Hanley with the kick-in duties for the Giants from out of the goal square. A high kick, asking a lot of Cod to fly here. He won't get to the contest. Front of the pack, the clearing kick of Chalcraft. Back inside forward 50 and front position. That's a good mark. I think that's Jake Wood, front of the pack, taking a good grab. Holding things up. That's a strong grab. He had a couple advancing, including Nick Conway. Into the left back pocket he goes to the socks up Scotty Frangos. Serves coach this year. And the veteran playing game 176 at senior level of his career, goes wide, looking out there for Mensch. Mensch did well to take a mark in a pack. Now he wants the middle of the ground. He wanted Moy, but the kick didn't get to there. That'll be a free kick for a hold going to Tanner Stone, I suspect. It'll come back to him, and he'll take it just back of the wing, but it's all a little bit of hard work here for the moment for the Giants.
Yeah, the ball goes up towards Lewis over his head though. Connors got the ball away. The ball's going to come back somewhere, like in the end. And the ball came from Sherman on centre wing. He had 3 or 4 options. He just held the ball up and then got it out to Cole right in front of the scoreboard, who's going to go back towards Jaska. Near defensive 50 to Blood, trying to switch the ball. He comes back in board. Sherman again, point of the centre square at half back, just building. He goes inside. Dangerous to Chalcraft, who had to go up. He got one in the back from Gribble. An advantage paid. Here he goes. The greyhound Loftus gets the handball over the top towards
Give it back to him.
Gives it back to Loftus. Runs through, tries to break a tackle, doesn't, drops the footy. Great defensive play, the Giants.
Noah Gribble's hurt here with that.
Defensive effort.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that as the Giants try and clear through Little.
Little called to play on, corralled by Rayner, loops a handball over the top to Dwyer. Dwyer loops one over to Moi Moi. Moi Moi confronted by Orgarinos. He tried to hitch a ride and then got a handball that went over the head of Mensch. Sherman was able to control the footy, tried to get it on towards Blood. Blood picked it up, gave it back to Sherman, who had a fumble, tried to spin out of the Kelly tackle, got a handball away. Chance for the Giants so to go the other way. Moi Moi trying to tap it to his own advantage. Now he soccers it off the ground. He'll have too much pace for him. Can he keep knock it to his own advantage? Then he got a shove from Maishman, and that'll be a free kick to Moi Moi.
Well, he made him
It was a
aware
good
that he
free
got
kick.
pushed.
It was definitely there,
Yeah.
but maybe accentuated there by Philip Moi Moi, who put in a late nomination for a Logie
I'll just have a dabble of mayo on the top of that, thanks.
on your chicken katsu burger.
It's probably a good professional free kick in the end because he was away.
He was away there.
Would have been
getting him
spectacular
either.
if he hadn't got out.
Yeah, they weren't getting him.
This to bring the margin back to 15 points and very manageable 15 minutes into the third quarter on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Moi Moi swings out to the right to get some more distance from 48 metres. Hits it beautifully. A contender for a Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon from distance from Philip Moi Moi. And he says, look at Moi Moi.
Oh, there it is.
49-33.
It was always going to
Geelong
come.
West.
Champagne. Oh, that's a ripper.
And St Mary's 7-6-48. So the margin is 15, third quarter.
Mate, right
Thanks
in
to
this game,
Metricon.
Kirsch.
Yeah.
Right in this game,
I
mate.
tell you what I like. What they do is they make the ground really big and they can switch really well, the Giants. But what they did then, they actually attacked the corridor and it was just so fluent. I know it was a free kick in the end, but he was away. Don't worry about that. They attacked the corridor and they look dangerous when they do that.
So back to the middle, Watts gets it down over the top of Peck. Orgarinos gives it away. Chalcraft gets it high up the chimney. Watts runs back, gets one high. No free kick. The umpire said play on. Through the middle was Cole for St Mary's. Goes inside 50. Lang's got a 4 on him, but he gets the clearing kick towards an open goal square. Which one's it going to bounce? Geez, he did pretty well, Tom Lang, with limited opportunity there to get the ball away, but he missed it to the near side and through for one behind, 3-2. His personal tally, 7-6-48 St Mary's. The Giants 7-7-49 St Mary's. The Giants 4-9-33. Metricon K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. Metricon, your local builder. And we're building strong.
Driving it long towards right half back is Hanley. Watts to fly, can't mark. Peck just got a late fist on the footy. Ball will go to the boundary line with Harry McMahon helping it out. And we'll get a boundary throw in left half forward. Chris Nichols is having a very in-depth conversation down there with Ben Maloney. It's a real meeting of the minds taking place between those two.
Experienced water boy.
Problems of the world well and truly being solved between that pair. And there's going to be a free kick for a hold in the ruck contest going which way, and it's going to go to Watts against Conway for Geelong West, right half back. Short from Watts. Belly went 15, but the mark is taken by Tanner Lovell. Lovell can come along the line to Slocum in front of our best seats in the house. Thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7, but he goes longer still, looking for a marking option back at the pack. Codd was able to bring it to ground against Jasker, trying to barge his way through his Connors, and he's going nowhere. Right half forward will get a ball up. 17 and a half minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferries time clock in this third quarter of K-Rock football. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel.
So ball up for Conway and Watts. Watts gets it down. A Jang pushed out of his hand, close to the boundary line, in fact out. And we will have a throw in. What was the major talking point between you, Nico, and Ben Maloney?
Back in 2 weeks, and he wants the game to be broadcast.
Of course he does.
We'll do that for you, mate.
That's unlike Ben.
We were going to be here for that game,
Bad
but we're
luck.
going out to Lara now.
Tell him we're going to Lara. He has to change clubs if he wants to be on that day.
He's
got potential
He's
too.
partial to changing clubs.
There it is. Lead in perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
There's a little drive-by from Chris Nichols.
Little drive-by. Ball up. Centre wing, Conway, Watts both get ahead to it in the ruck contest. Benson rolled over by a Jang. And the umpire said no prior. We'll have another ball up on centre wing. St Mary's 49. The Giants 33. We played 18.5 in this third term.
Tapped down by Watts. The Jang couldn't get away from there. But Garner with a left foot kick that Hanley stretches and marks just back of the wing near the interchange gates where plenty of action taking place. Hanley, Lockie, brother David playing with Carlton in the VFL. Sends it long and it's too long and Connors just marks too easily. Tanner Stone didn't even compete. He sort of run underneath the footy. Connors judged it best in the sunlight. And the 2019 Grand Final hero kick straight into the man on the mark. Went towards Moi Moi, who couldn't take the spinning ball cleanly. And as a result, he's going to be pinged for holding the footy.
That is not holding the ball.
And the umpire was blindsided. And I think he might be as a bit of an even up in terms of not paying the 50 because Tanner Lewis kicked the footy away. Not Chad Warner style, but
Into the swimming pool nearly.
he's kicked it long. And Moi Moi's a little bit stiff because he was tackled. The ball spilled out on the side that the umpire was blindsided.
Nick Wood was back out there for the Giants too and moving freely.
And Orgarinos has got the resultant free kick, although Tyler Watts is just walking past us towards the room. Hopefully that's not an issue for St John of God.
So back into the centre square, St Mary's. They go towards Conway, off hands at the side of the pack. And off hands and out of bounds, in fact, for a throw in. So just into attack. St Mary's.
Hey, Kirsch, I'll throw one out of here, mate. I would move a Jang to the forward line and open it up.
Yeah, well, the battle of the midfield at the moment, she's just a bit of a battle because no one's really getting on top anywhere. Benson, Mensch, Jang, they've all been a bit quiet. Blood's gone back in there now.
So Blood's got it, tries to get around, loses the football. Oh, Moi Moi wrapped up by Benson and Orgarinos. Right on centre wing, right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. And we'll have a ball up. So Symes with a big thump down towards the Lovell. Gets the kick inside 50. And at the back, Christensen was waiting for some help and support, and he got some through McMahon. Wants to switch it back into the pockets, okay, Connors, whose last kick wasn't flash, so he'll have to be a bit better with this one. It is to short to Travellini.
Travellini will start from his defensive goal square and go wide. Orgarinos, handball off. Jaska tucks it under the arm, has a bounce at right half back. You can have a second bounce as he lopes away. You can have a third in front of the scoreboard, but decides to handball over the top to Maishman. Maishman turns and kicks off a step towards forward 50, knocked away by Lang in the marking contest. Did his own roving and gave it to Loftus. Loftus now just kicks for space. Not a great kick. A Jang back with the flight will mark in his defensive goal square for Geelong West. Now he'll take off with the bounce and they'll come via the broadcast side, although he's corralled and held up. Just looped a handball over the top. Trouble here now for the Lovell, but Lee did okay. Went back in board with a kick to Buckwell. Buckwell can go short into the back pocket, and Frangos, as he's done many times in his career, tries to get things going for the Giants.
Oh, he goes outside. Grady Sluggan with the best Falcon I've seen in a long time.
Slap at the old face palm emoji.
Right off his scon. And Lang goes up indiscriminately, falls to the back. Peck can kick the goal. And Geelong West would be pretty disappointed, I reckon, because... Oh, well, there could have been a push in the back there from Lang, but anyway.
Has to be Sun, surely.
Peck has kicked the goal.
Slocum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'd hope so.
Well,
It's a massive
Lang
Falcon,
celebrated, then sunned it.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of sun out there. But the goals for Peck, who's kicked his third. And a good finish off the back by him. 8-7-55 St Mary's. The Giants 4-9-33. 22 played, third term, Metricon K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
A little bit of shaky in their back half at that stage.
How much power does this bloke wield next door? The coach has come and has had a chat to him halfway through the quarter. What's going on there? Trev Robber just walked up. Don't worry about what's going on.
Grabbed out of the ruck by Conway. Tries to get a handball off to Benson. Benson had a fumble, then retrieved the footy, then driving kick inside. 50. Lang on the juggle. Has taken on the third attempt and paid the mark. Hamlin Hanger contender. But is there better sight in the GFL at the moment than Harry Benson streaming out of a centre stoppage and drilling it down the throat of a forward?
No better sight, mate. No better sight. Brilliant.
After 10 steps he had taken to deliver that pill.
Nico, do you reckon they'll let us present the Matheson to him this year, or what do you reckon?
Hey, Jace, we're signed, sealed, delivered, mate. We're there.
After he took 10 steps, the GWG midfielders then reacted. That's how quickly he got out of that stoppage.
Lang for his fourth, starts at left-hand goal post and sneaks it in at that side.
He's happy.
So through for his fourth of the afternoon. Tom Lang takes him to 15 for the season. The margin is out to 28 points. It's a game-high buffer that they now hold here, St Mary's. And they have pulled away here from Geelong West late in this third quarter, thanks to Metricon. Metricon, your local builder. And we're building strong. St Mary's 9-7-61. Geelong West 4-9-33. 23 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter.
All that work for 20 minutes to hang on in the last three. It kind of feels like they've just undone it a little bit with lack of, I suppose, ability to score, and then the decision-making in their back half. It's all sort of unravelled a little bit.
Symes gets it down in the middle of Jang to track it back. Coming the other way, Ling broke the tackle, got the kick away to centre half forward. Sherman goes up off the back of the pack. Garner to run onto it. He's got a bit of space and got a bit of time. 30 out front and centre and kicks the goal. Jared Garner does nicely to finish off the work again. His first, St Mary's 10th, 10-7-67. They lead the Giants 4-9-33. Metricon, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I think Greg Miller and his team will be hoping for a short quarter at the moment. They're hoping the siren might go now so they can stop the momentum. It's funny, isn't it, when a good side gets a flow on, they're really hard to stop in all little aspects. You know, that contest there at centre half forward, the clearance from the middle, the run into an open goal with no pressure. Everything just seems to work for you when you've got momentum. It's now how can the Giants restrict that momentum.
Ling did well off the back flank then.
Oh, it was terrific.
Conway and Symes, no clear winner in the ruck contest. Here's Benson again under pressure from a Jang. Can't get free. We've got a handball towards Harry McMahon coming off the wing. Ball spills though towards Mensch. Need a goal here. The Giants driving, kick inside. 50 in on the lead.
Nice
Out
leg.
comes Watts.
Yeah, nice leg.
So Baxter Mensch just with some free space. He hasn't been afforded much this afternoon. They're well onto him. He's really emerged since joining the Giants this year. We know he was at Newtown, played some senior footy, won the Althorpe medal going back to 2019. Last year at Torquay, where points had him squeezed out of that Torquay senior team.
It's hard to understand that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how the point system works. He was carrying 4. Tyler Watts carrying some expectation here. They need to get it back under 5 goals in the shadows of three-quarter time. He'll kick from 45. He starts at left and he's kicked the goal. It's a nice finish.
Nice kick, yeah.
Just set up nicely. And Tyler Watts has now got 2 for the afternoon. Wendy will be very happy listening, I think, in Portland. 10-7-67 St Mary's. Geelong West 5-9-39. That's where Tyler's from, so I suspect the family are back there. And that gets them back to within 28, third quarter, thanks to Metricon. Now, Metricon's new contemporary double-story display, now open at Jen Fines for display, featuring the best in modern coastal living. And it's open every day, 11 till 5. And if we get off there in time, Jace, you can head down there and have a look.
Oh, fantastic. Can't wait. And we will be, probably, because we're going nicely here with the short quarters.
Yes.
So back to the middle. Need another response before three-quarter time. The Giants, Symes, Conway going up indiscriminately against Symes, says the umpire. So Symes will take the free kick. Another opportunity for the visitors. Right foot kick, inside 50 again. And at the back, just standing, Damien McMahon, flexible today. Coming across to Sherman, playing the back line now. Started on the wing. Sherman goes towards Garner. Finding a little bit of it, Jared. Runs from centre wing. Deep kick, inside 50. Give him a rap, and that's what happens. Out of bounds on the full. And the Giants to take the free kick at half back. Once the ball comes back, it'll be Jackson Collins a long way away from goal.
Josh Jaska just was in the hands of the medical staff, but he's okay. It was just a cannonball in that marking contest with McMahon a bit early. Oh, no, Nick Wood kick across into the pocket. It was intended for a Jang. He's put straight on the chest of Harry Cole. Probably too far out for Cole to score with a man on the mark. 45 from goal. Options presenting short. Cole is called to play on now. And coming towards him is a Jang, so he just sets it up to about 15 from goal. Peck front position, Buckwell from behind, neither could mark. Collins there, had stolen away by Loftus. Little, wrapped up by Loftus, should have been holding the footy. Umpire said no play on. Lewis, I think, wrapped up in a tackle by Sherman, going nowhere. And we will get a ball up about 15 metres out from the St Mary's goal. Attacking the northern or city end in this third quarter for Metricon. Peck grabbed it out of the ruck and he kicked it straight up the shot tower. It comes down now. It didn't go 15. Lewis took it and then quickly jammed it on the boot. Got outside defensive 50. Rolling ball. Kelly one way. Travellini the other. Neither could take it cleanly. It's out of bounds for a boundary throw in right half forward for St Mary's. 67 playing 39. 28 minutes almost ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel. And Leopold Sporties around the ground. St Kilda 72. All over North Melbourne 21.
So boundary throw in. Lewis against Conway. Lewis got it down. Rode by Sherman. Back to Benson. Back to Orgarinos by hand. Chopped off though. Mensch handball over the head. Back to his opposite number 1. Orgarinos rode the bump. Got it to Benson. Shuffled the handball beautifully to Garner. His high kick inside. More. Very high against. Oh, good mark. Hamlin hanger too from Kane Loftus, who just stood his ground and strength, put the arms up and took the mark 25 out directly in front.
It was funny. I've been watching him because I thought, mentioned earlier on about he might have been injured a little bit, and he was limping heavily just about, maybe 15 seconds before that ball come back in. So I don't think he moved too far from the area he's been in for the last minute. Luck's fortune.
So Loftus comes in. 25 out. Oh, he's made the goal umpire work for that goal, but it is through. So he has put his first on the board this afternoon, and the 11th for St Mary's. They go to 11-7-73, and they lead the Giants 5-9-39. Metricon, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard. Here's Matt Kershaw in the Experts Chair.
Well, I suppose if you get enough forward entries and the talent you've got in there, you're going to at least score at some opportunity, and that's what Tom Lang was standing there for ages. Get me back on the ground so I can help you out here and give myself an opportunity to kick another.
Well, he's kicked 4 this afternoon.
Yeah, he
Tom
wanted
Lang.
5. Don't worry about that. He was edgy. He was very edgy.
Well, Tom Lang 4-2 trails Geelong West 5-9. Conway in the middle winning the tap down. Attacking it is Moy. Moy got a handball away to Mensch. Mensch to Buckle coming off half back. Was on his non-preferred side. No, came back with a right-hand handball for Gribble. Gribble's handball was okay. Spilled for Moy. Moy's kick up the chimney. Sitting underneath it was Barnes. Quick handball release to Gribble. Gribble, as the siren sounds, Symes has a flying shot from 51 metres out. And that quarter going a little bit more around what you'd expect at 59-22. Greg Mellor is very quickly out onto the ground.
At the end of the season, because I don't think they can keep playing blitz halves there by himself, but anyway.
And 2 goals for Oscar Forkhead, 2 for Liam Fiore. Final quarter thanks to Abco Cafe 24/7. Here's Jay.
Symes gets it down. First tap of the 4th term. Jang puts a big tackle on. The umpire lets it go for a little minute and then comes in and says, it's mine. So a secondary bounce in the middle for Peck and for Symes. Will come from the same side on this occasion. And Symes with a big thump away. McMahon tracks it back, Damien, towards centre half back, wrapped up by Jang straight away. Rugby style tackle. And we will have another ball up, this time just outside the centre square at centre half forward for the Giants.
So haven't gone too far in this final term. Benson head over the footy. Kelly coming the other way. Later, good tackle. Benson's kick dribbled about a metre, then socket off the ground by Rayner. Into the path of Cole, who's claimed the mark. Didn't go 15. Should have been played on, but Harry Cole conned the umpire there. Comes back to Maishman, just back of the centre circles for St Mary's. Kick towards left half forward, and Blood hasn't been forward to centre too often today. Called to play on. Handball to a man running past. That is Shellcraft. He's kicking to the left forward pocket. He's out of bounds in front of the old pass players stand, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Southern or swimming pool end of Anthony Costa Oval this afternoon. 34-point St Mary's lead. So they look to improve to 8-0. Ball back into play. Conway, Symes a tap down. Buckwell had his handball partially smothered, tried to get it onto Gribble, slung in the tackle, was able to get a handball up to Hanley, and they'll look to clear.
They go towards centre wing, but unfortunately they've turned it over. Connors can take the mark and drive it back inside 50. Big pack, Conway there, front of the pack, Dwyer. Got it back outside, half back. Mensch did nicely, shuffled the ball to Lewis. He's got the handball back, but they're under pressure. Again, Peck, he gets it away in front of the pack. Blood, he can't pick it up. Lewis is there. Handball back to a Jang on the outside. Gribble. Little kick around the corner because he got tackled as he got rid of the football. Now on hands and knees. Connors on the up to Blood. Point of the centre square at half forward. Tries to drill it towards Garner. It comes out. Takes the mark. And a very good mark too, Jared Garner. Strong player overhead. And is just working his way back into the team nicely, Jared Garner, this afternoon. And will shoot for goal from 50 out. Might just test the hamstring, I reckon, this distance. Southern end of the ground.
Been informed that Wendy Watts lives in Dartmoor. So hello, Wendy, and everybody in Dartmoor.
What a great part of the area.
Jerry Cameron's
Dartmoor.
Hooked it.
He's hooked it big time. Hasn't made the distance off the back of the pack and over the boundary line for a throw-in left forward pocket for the home side, who are 11-7-73. They lead the Giants 5-9.
Finger injury here, I think.
Yeah, dislocated.
Yeah, well, he's had a finger injury too, Tanner Lewis. He's just come back from one.
St John Guide, your emergency specialist, now open 24/7 from the boundary throw in, trying to barge his way through Akarachi, left it behind Mensch to Symes. Symes loops it to Gribble. Gribble loops one over the top to Buckwell. Buckwell at right half back with a kick that's very high, wide, and not so handsome. And it's out of bounds on the full. And Damien McMahon to take the resultant free kick, takes off with nobody standing the mark, drives a kick to forward 50, about 20 from goal. Symes back with the flight, has taken the mark, just lost it on the way back, but he'll be paid the mark and look to build for the Giants. Oh, he's turned it over. He went looking for Barnes, and Benson has got in the way, taken the mark. Now, the distance not beyond Harry Benson. He went to give the handball off to Harry Ling cruising by, but you know he's going to deny Harry Benson a chance to have a shot at goal, are they?
Torpedo.
He can do what he wants.
So right-hand goalpost is where he'd look to start it and work it back if he's going to have the distance. This to push the margin out to 40. Man on the mark, 48 from goal. He swings out. He'll kick from just outside 50 and kick it into the man on the mark coming towards the footy in Barnes. And that forces a spillage towards Ling. His handball will be turned over. Diving on it, Tanner Stone. And now it's up for Blood. Blood a handball out of the pack to Ling. Now it's going to finish with Orgarinos. Orgarinos got it from Cole. Orgarinos' flying shot has missed to the right and through for a minor score. Max Orgarinos with his first score of the day. And the margin is 35, 11-8-74. Plays 5-9-39, 4.5 minutes gone. Final term, Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Handley kicks it in quickly, and it's a good kick too.
I thought Benson was going to balk then.
So Collins from half back drives it long and high towards Watts, off hands. St Mary's at the back and then switch the ball. Ling brings it back. They can go back to Jasker by himself inside defensive 50. He's got Harry McMahon by himself on centre wing. He hasn't been able to spot him though, so he goes back towards Benson. Right on the point of the centre square at half back. The Matheson medalist holds it up. He's got Loftus through the middle. He runs towards Blood, who takes the mark, handballs it away. And now Chalcraft's kick was terrible. Turned it over to Dwyer. Little runs back the other way through the middle of the ground towards Mensch, who picks it up. Goes with a left foot kick. Beautiful to Kelly. Jackson comes across though, does well. Kelly ripped off the football. Rayner comes in to help out as well. Pack develops inside the centre square. The umpire said play on. St Mary's still got the numbers. It's chopped off though by Gribble. Blind turn, beautiful handball towards Lovell. Has to sit and wait for it. He can't get around though. Benson puts one of those tackles on again. Held up, not going anywhere, and just inside 50 will have a ball up.
48 out from goal. Symes and Peck to do the ruck work. Symes from behind won the tap down. Here's Lovell again trying to spin out of trouble. Got it up to Mensch. Mensch freed the arms. Got a handball to Barnes. Now it's going to be a free kick. And I think after getting rid of the footy, Mensch was slung by Max Orgarinos. And that will give Baxter Mensch an opportunity to have a shot at goal. Of course, now Geelong Insurance Brokers head-to-head. The influence of he and Harry Benson on the contest. I think that might not be a knockout blow, but he'll definitely get him on a points decision, Harry Benson, based on what we've seen so far. Well, Mensch has tried hard, and if he starts this one left on the left boot, he should be able to work it back, but he started it too far left. In fact, helicoptered it and snuck it in just for a minor score, and the margin is what it was at three-quarter time. It's 34 points on the K-Rock APCO Cafe 24/7 scoreboard. St Mary's 11-8-74, Geelong West 5-10-40.
David McMahon plays on from fullback, goes towards Loftus. Dwyer goes up. Can't quite take the three-grab mark. And needs some support. St Mary's across the back. Travellini goes backwards 30 metres right into the back pocket. And just slow the play down. Jasker short back to Travellini. So just settling the play down, controlling it. Travellini now will be called to play on. He is now in the back pocket down the line. Peck. Got to have a couple against him. Three, in fact. Dwyer comes down, hits the ground hard. Benson on the side of the pack. Can he keep his feet? He can, but the ball spills free. And it's out of bounds for a throw-in. 11-8-74 St Mary's. They lead the Giants 5-10-40. We've played 7.5 final term. Port Phillip Ferries. Time clock, Port Phillip Ferries. There's no better way to travel.
Just got a feeling this game's meandering a bit, Kirsch.
It is a bit. It's a very scrappy affair.
Boundary thrown. Ball's got it over the top of the two rucks and landed with Gribble on about the third bounce. He gives a handball to Slocum. Slocum a handball off to Hanley. Hanley straightens himself up. Left foot kick, Wadding Watts. Good spoil. Christensen knocked it away from Watts. But Watts was able to retrieve the situation. Gave a handball off to Lovell. Lovell slung in the tackle. Garner did well. Got a handball over the top. Travellini will look to burst. Gave a handball to Harry McMahon. Will go back by hand to the left half-back flank, and they'll look to set things up. The kick from Garner was well weighted. And the mark taken by Cole. Cole will go back to centre half-back with a kick. They'll look to open up the broadcast side. Sherman to the middle and finds Chalcraft. He's just brought to ground after marking by Symes, but he was in the contest. Umpire said no issues. Now handball off to Ling, cruising past centre of Anthony Costa over the high kick. Inside forward 50. Where's Lang? Fourth a bite. Won't be paid the mark. Didn't have first hands on it. Front of the pack numbers, Akarachi, just a handball into space, trying to find Travellini. Travellini found space where there was none to get a handball back to Akarachi. Akarachi a handball back, and then the kick of Garner, wanting Sherman, coming across Slocum, couldn't complete the mark for West. Handball Jake Wood, and they'll look to get out of trouble here. The kick was partially smothered on the way. Oh, Harry McMahon was coat-hanged by Emmanuel Ajang. Harry McMahon's okay, and Emmanuel Ajang will stand the mark. 30 out from goal, and the young Saint just doesn't get up moving as freely as he probably went into the contest. Probably off to see the physio to have his kink in his neck.
Realigned.
Yeah.
Max Kelly for the Giants has come off with bad cramp, both calves, boys.
A lot of players hands on knees. It has been one of those affairs. The game hasn't opened up, so it's been quite taxing on them.
This for a 40-point St Mary's buffer. Harry McMahon, right of centre, man on the mark, 30 from goal. Start at right-hand goal post and you'll be in business. He didn't start it there. He pushed it across the face and through for a minor score. And the margin is again 35. It's oscillated between 34 and 35. The margin in the last 10 or so minutes. 11-9 playing 5-10.
Oscillated.
Short little kick in. Handley gets it over the top to Buckwool. They go around the boundary line. Good play again by Sherman, though, and he sees it over the line. Did nicely. So, boundary throwing 50 around from St Mary's goal. Taking the swimming pool in this final term. 10 played boundary throw in. Peck favours him. Falls short. He's in front. Ball spills free. Travellini, Lovell, good blind turn, got it away. Barnes goes towards an open 50, but in front, doing nicely, Christensen. And he wants to switch the play towards McMahon. Harry draws Dwyer, goes back in ball with the kick. Just okay to Sherman, plays on. He drills the pass towards Garner, who gives it to Travellini. Handball over the top. Loftus had to sit and wait for it in the goal square. Open, is it? Oh, good play. Getting back there more. Saw it through for 8. Rush behind to St Mary's. Good defensive play in the last line. And St Mary's go to 11-10-76. They lead the Giants 5-10. 40 Upco Cafe 24/7 K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
Biggest margin of the afternoon.
Let's see the Giants attack the corridor a bit more, just like St Mary's did then. They get in there really quick and they get scoring opportunities, whereas Giants just go wide and switch too many times.
Yeah.
Hanley into the left back pocket to
Back to that
Frangos.
habit, don't they, Kirsch?
Yeah, they do.
Frangos back to his defensive goal square to Buckwool. Buckwool into the right back pocket with a kick to Gribble. Gribble, now they want the corridor to Mensch. Showed a lot of it to Akarachi. Akarachi forced to spoil from front on. He fires a handball back. Shot on goal from Pex. Not a bad effort, but he's missed to the left. Through for a minor score. Would have been his 4th of the afternoon and a career high for Lockie Peck, but City's now got 3 goals, 1, and the margin is 37. So we haven't had a major in this final quarter that's gone 11.5 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Kicks come into the back pocket. Frangos wants to take off and run past Akarachi. He goes long with the kick. Jackson Collins third in line. Off the pack, Jaska saw it over the boundary line for a throw-in and set up for St Mary's at the contest. So a throw-in out of side centre wing. Conway against Lewis, who's come back on after that dislocated finger. Waiting for the footy to come back. Oh, it's gone into the car park. It comes back now. So Ruckman ready. Conway and Lewis. Ball thrown in. Conway gets it down to the side of the pack. But Lewis does well, gets the way to Barnes, goes towards centre half forward, punched away by Jaska again defensively. Augurinos gets through some traffic, got Harry McMahon, got Jaska, and got short little kick to Travellini, had to pick it up on the bootstraps, handball back to Jaska, switch it back towards Christensen, and Harry McMahon goes. McMahon, he takes the mark at half back.
McMahon on the 45. Augurinos shields his eyes from the sun, takes the mark, gives a handball to Damien McMahon to the middle of Anthony Costa Oval. clean bowled a couple of Saints, including Conway and Ajang, picked up the loose footy, gave a handball off to Lovell. Lovell went to fire a handball off, but now just concedes some ground as he kicks laterally to Lewis. Lewis doesn't seem to have that finger issue, might have been put back into place for St John of God. He goes laterally back to the outer side wing, almost to the edge of the centre square, and backs to Mensch. Mensch sets himself to kick, and it's a well way to kick onto the chest of Stone. Point of the square, right half forward is where the man on the mark stands, but just haven't been able to get any flow to their play this afternoon. His kick, though, is good to Moy Moy. Moy Moy just checks his kick to a one-on-one, knocked away from Watts by Christensen, and Sherman was able to clean up the mess and clear towards Peck.
Peck, second effort was good, got away by Hander Rayner. Goes outside towards Akarachi on centre wing. Wrapped up, needs to get the handball away, does. Maishman back towards Akarachi, back to Maishman, racking up the stats. Goes back into the middle, Garner sits and waits, handballs it off. Terrible handball to Sherman. But he's got a bit of time just to pick it up and run in front of Ajang. Benson just back on the ground. Right foot kick short to Connors, who takes the mark. Got Benson running by. He just holds it up, plays on now. Right foot kick towards the pocket. Leads on over the head of Cole. Getting back there, Dwyer. They want to switch the play again. The Giants, it's better on this occasion as well. And they've got some space out there. And Gribble takes the mark. He comes back inboard looking for Lewis. Still inside defensive 50. Lewis wants to handball it on. Dangerous. Gribble under pressure now. Might be okay. Mensch is going to be able to break free.
Mensch brings it towards our best seats in the house. Rapco Cafe 24/7 with a well-weighted kick for Ajang. Ajang inboard with a kick that barely went 15 to Lovell, who's seen a little bit of footy this afternoon. Tanner Lovell. He sends a kick towards half forward. Collins on a searching lead. Stretches and marks in front of McMahon. So down McMullen for St John of God, St Mary's. Collins, kick inside 50, and it's a well-weighted kick to the advantage of Watts, who marks. And he is looking maybe to pass off. Man on the mark's about 42 from goal. But Tyler Watts says, I'll go back and have a shot at my third of the afternoon. As the scoreboard shows a 37-point lead. Time clock for Port Phillip Ferry's gone past 15 minutes. And Tyler Watts has gone all the way back to the centre square. Will set himself for the Giants' sixth of the afternoon. Game's done and dusted. It's all about the margin now this afternoon. From 45 metres, kicks into the man on the mark, not for the first time today. It's going to ricochet back, though, off Christensen to Watts. Watson sends a flying shot towards goal, misses to the left, through for a minor score. Not the first time today we've seen the player on the mark swing out to get that arc, and in doing so, kicking into the man on the mark coming, or the man coming towards him after the play on is called.
Come forward very well then, the man on the mark.
Travellini plays on from full-back. Oh, kick, spears it. Only towards Baxter Mensch, who wants to get around Jeremy Cameron style with the left foot. Goes towards the top of the square. Oh, over the head, kick was smothered. Now Jaska fighting hard for it. Puts the tackle on Barnes. His handball towards Lovell. Wrapped up, not going anywhere. Ball spills free. And the Samaras have got the numbers if they can get the handball free. They can't do so, though. Barnes shuffled it back. Off a step, kick around the corner. Lovell, open goal square. And it's bounced away from Collins as well and through for one behind. So nice little Tim May off spinner there.
Oh, Tim May, he's back.
Oh, Tim May.
He's back.
I love Tim May. And 5-12-42, the Giants. St Mary's 11-11-77.
Travellini to bring the ball back into play. Runs out of his defensive goal square and pulls it to the point of the square at right half back. Spoiled away from Conway. Giants have got numbers. A handle of Kelly towards Little. Fortunately missed him. Cole involved. Blood fires it to Harry McMahon. Harry McMahon to Benson. Benson just in cruise control mode at the moment. Gives it off to Garner. Garner with a kick to the advantage of Lang. That is sublime football from St Mary's. You won't see better in country footy than the movement there from St Mary's down the broadcast wing. And it finishes on the chest of Tom Lang, who has an opportunity to kick his fifth of the afternoon.
Blood, McMahon, Benson, Lang.
Yeah.
As easy as that.
No, but Jack Blood's had some angry pills today.
He's
not very happy.
No, he's not a happy camper.
Is Tom Lang putting himself in the Leopold Sporties $100 voucher range with five
in a game that's been fairly even everywhere, hasn't it?
Lang has just lob wedged that over the goal umpire's hat. So he's got a handful, Tommy Lang. He's got 16 on the season, and his team have got a 41-point buffer. 12-11-83, playing 5-12-42 in this final term of K-Rock football. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you. Chris Nichols will, of course, be deciding that. And there's the Tackle Your Feelings Best on Ground medal to be presented as well. I don't know who's judging that. There was some suggestion that we might have been, but I never had that confirmed. So that would be the thematic standout.
It's such a funny game, footy. Like the bounce of the ball down that end there for the Giants, you know, could have been a goal. And then St Mary's had just rushed it down with beautiful one-touch football.
Back to the middle. Symes gets it down to a Jang. Doesn't take it with him, though. Benson left it for Blood in the end, who got it away to Garner. He goes out wide looking for Sherman. Will it sit for him close to the boundary line? It didn't sit for him at all. He went left, he went right. Nearly hit him in the head as he tripped over and tried to pick it up. And it's out of bounds for a throw in left half forward. Zach Sherman will be having nightmares about that footy right now.
Yep.
So a throw in. Conway and Symes neither really get a tap. Garner working his way into the ball to the game today. He got a high tackle. Will take the free kick, just sets it up again. They go in, no mark taken. Cold ball still in dispute. Big pack there. The umpire's going to let it go and let it go and let it go. And now he's going to come in and ball it up. About 35 out from the St Mary's goal.
Hurry. Go forward and get Dave.
Margin is 41.
Close
19
to the
minutes
pendulum.
gone.
Now you set up well defensively.
Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Tapped down by Symes. Handball out of the pack. Sherman into the path of Blood, but more coming the other way. Ran straight into Blood and was dragged to ground, and we'll get a ball up about 20 out from the St Mary's goal as they attack the southern or swimming pool end or the river end of Anthony Costa Oval. Take your pick. The Belmont KFC end from the ball up. The roving done by Mensch, feigned a handball, and then did loop a little handball over the top, but I think Lang might have got a piece of it, and he was able to knock it out of bounds, get a stoppage in the right forward pocket. 41 the margin, time on upon us on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. St Mary's are going to improve to 8-0 and be unbeaten for 27 consecutive games.
I might get 9 holes in on the way home too with that early. Boundary throw in. Peck from behind.
Only the one goal in this last quarter.
Yep, ball out of the pack. Quick kick too, came from Algarinos. He's missed it to the far side, went across the face of goal, so one more behind. To St Mary's, they're 12-12-84, and they lead the Giants 5-12-42. Lockie Handley waiting for the footy to come back.
Just congratulations to our K-Rock buddy Renee Gehring and her partner, husband, I'm going to say Tony, but I'm guessing. No, I've got that wrong. But it is Tony. I was right.
There you go.
Parker Jackson Gehring, born on the 27th of May at 10:24 p.m. 3.3 kilo, 51 centimetres. I usually go the pounds and ounces. I don't know what that is in pounds and ounces. But congratulations to Tony and Renee. And of course, Renee being a part of the K-Rock footy family, and of course, Geelong AFLW player.
So the ball has gone to half forward with Moi Moi, who kicks it around the corner. He's done pretty well to get it all the way there, but St Mary's again resolute in defence. They get it towards the big fella Conway, who takes the mark uncontested, goes towards Harry McMahon. He's got Arkarachi further if he wants him. Comes in that direction towards the interchange gates. Just holds it up. Wondering to go back inside. Now he goes down the line towards half forward. Peck has to sit and wait. Can't quite take the mark. Off the front Gribble. Rips him off the football. Peck's second effort was good. He got the handball away. Benson got the kick away after that towards Lang. Tracks it there. He's got 3 against him. Handball at Jang. Missed the target. Symes though. Goes back to help out. Through a Jang. Through Little. At half back. Clearing the ball. 3-on-1. Collins. Oh, he had to stick it. And he did on centre wing.
He did, because if he had have dropped that, there was Saints swarming everywhere. He kicks to a one-on-one front position. Lewis from behind. Jasker judged it best, took the mark. Geez, just rock solid down there, Josh Jasker.
Had a good game, isn't he?
No fanfare.
Just does his job.
Concedes some ground back to Damien McMahon as they try to open up the outer side. Shellcraft has marked just on the edge of the 50-metre paint.
He knows when to mark and knows when to punch.
Back to Damien McMahon. McMahon to Harry McMahon, who marks just back of the wing in front of the Geelong West interchange. He kicks to the middle of Anthony Costa Oval with a kick that goes ahead of Benson. Landed with Shellcraft to go back to Benson. And now driving it long, bouncing ball. Sherman will track it back. It'll roll, and be walked through for a rush behind by Buckwell, making the margin 43 points. 12-13-85 St Mary's. Geelong West 5-12-42. 22 and a half minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock.
So Buckwell plays on, goes towards half back with the kick to Little. Takes the mark uncontested. Peck comes back to stand the mark. He chips the ball over the top to Gribble. Oh, just 15. More like 12, I think. But anyway, they paid him the mark. So Gribble goes back inside 50. Dwyer takes the mark. No real avenues out at the moment for the Giants, so they have to go long down the line. Conway, Wood comes in from the side, does well and plays on. Runs away, goes with the right foot kick. It's 3-on-2 getting back there. Jasker, good thump away.
Bang.
Exactly what Nico said. Knows when to punch, knows when to mark. Maishman gives it back towards Christensen. His handball, missed the target. Barnes on the flip side. Now the handball back to Moy. Moy has to pick it up on the half volley. Little bit of candy, gets around. Right foot kick is pretty good. Goes out wide. Barnes had slipped in towards half forward and took the mark. And will shoot for goal from 45 outright at the boundary line.
The Lockie Peck pocket.
The Lockie Peck pocket. And he'll need sunglasses from over there because I reckon Tom Lang style, he can't see the goals. It's a long way out there and sun right in his eyes. 45 out. He just pops it to the top of the square. It's a good kick. No mark taken though. Off hands. Giants have got the numbers. If they can pick it up off the deck, they can't. Benson, he dropped the footy in the tackle. The umpire said play on, and the kick over the top I think has come, and it was Kelly who turned around and kicked it and has kicked a goal for the Giants. So they get their 6-12, 48. They trail St Mary's 12-13 85, and that's on the Upco Cafe 24/7 K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Well, that ruined the pendulum.
It has.
It's on 43.
Nick Wood's just come off from
same as last week.
Giants.
I was one point out last week, the pendulum.
Yes, very good.
Thanks, Nico. St John of
Nick.
God. Injury update. Just talking about Nick Wood while Kirsch is talking about his pendulum.
We love it when Kirsch talks about his pendulum.
Quite a few blokes have had cramp here at the Giants, actually.
Well, it's been a tight contested game.
Umpire tosses it into the air. It's Peck and Symes. Symes doing the ruck work and tapping it down nicely to Mensch. Mensch just hacks the ball forward. McMahon and Lewis neither could take the footy, but wonderful handball. Moy. Little, wonderful tackle, Orgarinos. Ran him down. He gobbled him up like Pac-Man. And he's won the free kick, Maxi Orgarinos, whose Twitter game is strong. He's very entertaining to watch Maxi.
Boy, Maxi.
He's a quirky character, Maxi.
I love him.
He does some fine work on the social media, thanks to KFC. And the Saints are inside defensive 50. The short kick is marked by Travellini that came from Harry Ling, and Travellini goes into the right back pocket to Damien McMahon, who's played a roll down back since the injury to Trent McMullen, and he'll drive a kick towards Orgarinos over his head, and it's onto the chest of Lockie Peck.
So Paul Sun's got the footy on centre wing.
Son of Paul.
Right foot kick. Long to half forward. Off the back handily at the front. Blood handball to Benson. Got the call. Goes with the kick inside. Look at that. He pops it out there and says to Nick Conway, run away. So he does. Greyhound style. Runs into goal and kicks it. Turned around. Did muck around the big fella. Showed a clean pair of heels in the end and kicked the goal. The 13th for St Mary's. We were admiring the kick of Harry Benson to start with, and he just ran away from him in the end. 13-13, 91 St Mary's. And they lead Geelong West 6-12, 48. And that is on the Upco Cafe 24/7 K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
There's decision making and there's a footy brain.
That's right.
So he's put that into a position for his teammate to run into. Like, that is something you can't teach. You've got to have that footy now. So what he done there was, it's incredible to watch.
Absolutely brilliant.
You've got to execute the skill, of course, but to have that in a split second when players are bearing down on you.
Peck. Symes in the middle, it spills for a Jang. He was taken in a tackle by Sherman, who then found the loose footy. He was wrapped up by Little and a Jang, and just forward to the centre circles, we will get a ball up into the air, and that is final siren, and St Mary's go to 8-0. They stay unbeaten. It's 27 consecutive games without a loss. The Giants fought hard, but St